It's hard for me to say I'm sorry. I just want you to stay. After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to. And after all that's been said and done, you're just a part of me I can't let go.
Welcome to Both Down Chaos Cup Special, #1 Blood Bowl podcast.
In 2019.
That's lame.
Chaos Cup Special 2019. Doesn't matter, but
Okay, that's fine.
in case someone from the future is coming back and listening.
You think somebody from the future is listening?
Everyone from the future will listen to these.
I think we're making this episode for everyone in the future.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Because
there's
no
not-
one's listening now.
There's a few people listening live.
If there is, I don't know who or where they're at.
I'm listening to you live, Steve. I am alive.
I'm listening to you.
Right.
That's a couple people.
Yeah, it's
Not
said.
a few. Who's the third?
Few is also two, right?
No, that's a couple. 3 and more is a few.
Really? I didn't know there was a set definition on few.
Yeah, I would assume. I mean, then it's also several.
Well, you know, there's somebody probably in your storm shelter tied up hearing this
Well,
as
they
they're
can't hear.
tapping, you know, the side of the walls, hoping I hear them. But my hearing's bad, and I have
Could be a
headphones
lizard.
on,
Could be a lizard down there. I saw a little lizard get into the garage the other day.
and that does not scare you.
No.
Those are all over our house.
It also helps that
There's
I have,
one that got in our house the other day, and
I'm full up on serotonin again. So
what?
I'm taking Zoloft again.
Oh,
So I've got the mind.
so you're medicated.
Yeah.
So frogs don't bother you.
That they would probably still bother me, but not as bad.
Okay.
I don't want to test it, but
Yeah, those little like gecko little things. They're all around here, and since
I don't
my
remember seeing them
backyard
until
is next to
recently.
your backyard, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you have them too.
yeah.
We have one that sneaks in the house all the time, and we catch him, or I think it's the same one.
Yeah.
And then we put it outside. Well, this guy got in the house, and then he ran to a place I could not save him. So we'll probably find his, dried out body come wintertime.
Yeah. I mean, that happens.
Yeah. But we were hearing noises on our bedroom window,
Yeah.
and it was one of those little geckos catching bugs because we had our light on.
Oh,
And so it was attracting some bug attention, and he was on the screen and stuff. So
that's neat.
there's your first tangent of Chaos Cup Special 2019. So in case this is your first podcast that you're listening to, or only listening because you saw Steve and found out there's a podcast and all that,
That is possible, yeah.
we do one of these every year. We go to Chaos Cup. This year, Steve does one of these because he's the only one who went to Chaos Cup. So I'm just
Yeah.
here.
It sucked not having you there, honestly.
Why?
Because I always hang out with you.
But you always
I
get
enjoy-
mad at me.
Not at Chaos Cup, usually.
Oh, come on. 60% of the time, you're just shaking your head going, God, this is Scott.
If you're drinking, and I have to, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Jen takes care of you.
I was worried about you because, I'm the buffer of, the loud guy that kind of distracts people from
I went with
you.
Scott Hess.
Yeah, but people like to talk to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm teasing. I'm just saying, there's two of us.
Yeah.
To take the attention off just one of us.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
And it was-
therefore,
it only had, 84 people?
I think the official count was 84, but I know Jeffro's
Yeah.
son played at one point for the odd man out.
Yeah.
So the final numbers might be 85.
I think it was
86.
84 probably.
Well, technically 85. I mean, if somebody drops out and you have somebody else play, that counts.
Unless 3 people dropped.
That's true. That could have happened.
So,
well, it's still going to
either way, it's a good number for World Cup year.
It's a really good number, actually. I expected to be mid 70s
Yeah.
just because of the World Cup year and stuff.
And now, obviously, you and Jen couldn't go. So
Right.
that's 2. And
Chance and Drew didn't go.
that's another 2.
Right.
And they were going to bring some other guys from Iowa. There's, unfortunately, World Cup or life situations. Some people just can't make it.
No, that's still a good number, man. Anytime
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was 72 or 74, like I would have probably predicted,
Yeah.
that still would have been a good number.
And this year is the first year. I mean, we started going in 2011.
We did.
and you didn't make it this year. So you
I know,
went
kind
to
of bummed. I did pay my way.
yeah.
I did get my stuff, but it feels like
But you know that this is our 9th year.
there's a lot of tournament stuff like I get, and some of it I'm like, meh, because after you play so long,
Yeah.
like, I'm really not a big dice collector. At one point, I will probably get to a point where I might need to sell my dice. Maybe I need some money or something, or maybe I'll.
Well, if you
bankroll
have
a
some
trip.
old both down dice,
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Sean Burke in
I'm
Australia.
not a super collector,
Right.
But one tournament that's important to me is Chaos Cup, and it's important to me that I be there so I can earn my stuff.
Well, sure.
So
I like to have the dice from every tournament I go to. I usually display those, and I display the Chaos Cup ones by themselves on a special row because it is, our first and it's the biggest.
sure, and maybe that's why Chaos Cup seems special to me. I like the goofy coin,
Yeah.
even though I never, ever, ever will use that coin in my life.
No, we need a display just so we can put them in display.
That would be kind of cool.
That's it.
Yeah, just that would be actually one of those cool frames. Maybe we can get
Yeah.
Drew Bucciccone to work his wood special powers.
Yeah, Drew, work your wood.
Work your wood, Drew, because he's the master of wood.
But yeah, then you have to update it every year. That's the
Well,
problem.
you could have holes in it where it holds like 10 coins or something,
Yeah.
and then like you only had to update that. I mean, let's be honest. We only got about 10 more Chaos Cups in us, and then we're gonna die.
If that, we're lucky.
Right.
I don't know.
So, I mean, you might have 5.
Yeah,
Maybe,
we maybe. Who knows?
maybe 5.
Who
yeah.
knows?
Right. So it's probably good you got this extra one in without me.
I'll let you know. The doctor said that I'm a perfect bill of health.
Well, when
Nothing
I go back
for
to the
diabetes,
doctor,
nothing for high blood pressure, nothing.
well, I'm still fighting the high blood pressure, my man. So.
I don't have that. Family
Well.
doesn't have any history of that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And you have no children.
Yeah. That keeps it down.
Or ex-wives.
Yeah. So I went for a job interview on Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
And
This is tangent number 2 or
whatever.
3 if you're scoring at home.
we don't have Scott's experience at Chicago this year, so we got plenty of room to fill.
And while Steve's been back for a week and a half, I've made it a point really not to talk to him.
You have not?
Like, we've got in the car and went somewhere, and I'm like, I want to talk to you, but I can't. I'm
Yeah.
saving it for the podcast.
Anyways, back to stress. In the job interview, they're like, so tell me about your stress and what you do with it. I go, I don't get stressed. You don't get stressed? No, I really don't. There are stressful things, but I don't get stressed out, like a job. I mean, currently, I have no job. The job I was going to fell through. Am I freaking out? No,
You should be.
I should, but things are getting taken care of.
Drugs.
Anyways, yeah, if you need to buy some drugs.
That'd be so funny if your house got raided. We got a tip from your podcast.
They won't find anything.
I know. That's what I
sadly.
say. They'll be like, there's a ton of pops here. Maybe their drugs are all in the pops.
That'd be amazing.
That would be a scheme, wouldn't it?
It would be.
So you went to Chaos Cup without me.
I did.
Who'd you room with? See, I
So-
don't even know all this.
Oh. I roomed with Brownstone, Michael Lewis, and Siggy Lama
Wow.
of Siggy Lama Show and other stuff. I mean, he's been our friend for a while,
Right.
and he hasn't gone
How
the
was
last
that? Was
couple
that weird?
years. No, it was perfectly fine.
Did anybody have sex?
Not that I was there for.
Oh, okay. So there's a chance
Yeah.
that
There's
somebody
always a
still had
chance.
sex,
Yeah.
just not when you were in the room.
Right. Or I didn't hear it.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know.
Did you share a bed?
No.
That's probably why you didn't.
Siggy
have
took a
sex.
couch.
Whoa.
So this was at the Rose Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, by the airport. It's a pretty swanky hotel.
Okay, you gonna give honest opinions on things
Yeah.
here? Like
I always do.
100%?
I always do.
Because I'm very butthurt that the venue got changed.
So yes, let's talk first about the venue. The venue did get changed. The hotel that we like in Palatine got closed down. So Jeffro, his first year, went to Rose Hotel. Really fancy. The area is really nice. It's right across from a shopping mall and an entertainment center and all this. Little too fancy for my tastes.
Okay.
I mean, way too fancy for my tastes. It was really nice. They made it look really nice. But it's also $25 a day for parking. The hamburger I got was $22.
my concern when I was going
Yeah.
was like, this trip's going to cost me probably $200 more than normal, if not more, because, Jennifer was going to come with me.
Well, that's why I flew in, because if I drove, then I parked the car for 4 days and the extra night because I'd want to get in on Thursday. The room I think was like $150 a night or around there with taxes and everything.
See?
And then
that's really what I was afraid of,
Yeah.
because every year we budget about $500, and then or that's what I did for myself.
yeah.
And I was scared that I was going to have to I know it sounds ridiculous, and I don't make a ton of money, and there's other people that do, but $200 difference is a big deal.
It's a big deal. I mean it's
big.
a 40% difference.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's really nice, and you do get your value for the money. It's a great looking venue. They took care of everyone pretty well. We can get into that. Great rooms, quiet.
Did you have a fridge in your room?
No, honestly, it was weird. Let's see what else. They also had they had one of those sliding doors for the bathroom,
Okay.
kind of like a barn door type, the fancy new ones.
See-through?
No,
Okay.
but like the actual door to the bathroom.
Okay.
But even when you closed it, you could see in.
Oh, so you like that?
Through the sides. No, it was weird.
Did Michael like that?
I'm sure.
Did he yell at any of you guys? Probably not, because you're white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I did show Hess the brownstones where he got his name from.
Oh, that's awesome.
You'll have to go to, 2013 maybe? Was that the year with brownstone?
That might have been, yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Jeez. So yeah, with the additional expense of the hotel and the parking and all that, it just made more sense for me to fly in, especially since you weren't going. Michael Lewis was flying in. So
describe that. It was kind of a force to fly in, but did you enjoy the flying in?
Well, let's just go to Friday.
Okay,
and
fine. Go to Friday.
I will walk you through the timeline.
Okay.
So Friday comes around. Scott Hess is coming to pick me up. He lives on the other side of the airport, but he was being nice and picked me up.
Okay.
He had plenty of time because our flight was taking off, I think, like 7:30 or something. He put his dogs in the kennel and got stuck in traffic forever. And this is like 3 o'clock, so there's no reason for it, but just weird slowdowns. And I think he picks me up with an hour and 20 to go before the flight, and we were racing to the airport. And it's not that far. It's like 25 minutes, if that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we get there, we get in. It's Oklahoma City Airport. It's not busy, so there's really no problem, but not a whole lot of time still. We checked in. He got a beer. We just hung out for a while. Then we got on, and it was a nice flight. I haven't flown in like 8 years now, but no real issues. I was kind of nervous just because of not flying often.
Did you join the Mile High Club?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's
I
weird.
didn't get out of my seat at all. It was only a 2-hour flight, maybe an hour and a half, something like that. We got to O'Hare. It was really not busy at all, which was surprising. But, Friday at like a 9. But anyways, took us a while to find the shuttle because it's a big airport. We kept following the signs to the shuttle area. Couldn't figure it out. So Hess was just going to be like, screw it. Let's just get a taxi. I'll pay for it. Or an Uber. No, I mean, there's a shuttle around here. No. I'll pay for it. Let's just get it. He goes, and there's a place where you can get an Uber, and there's a guy who directs it all, I guess. And Hess is like, to the Rose? The guy's like, you don't need Uber. You go catch the bus over there. Where? Over there. So he points, and we found it. It was a pretty decent walk. Not a super long way, but far. It's not connected to the terminal. It was away. And we got there and we stood around for like a minute and a half, and then the shuttle showed up. So we got there just in time.
That's nice.
There was another guy on the shuttle who was going to Chaos Cup as well. I forget his name. I do apologize. He's from Ohio, I believe.
Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. I can't remember his name. Anyways, we got checked in, saw a few of the guys, and then put stuff in the room, went over to the Sevens tournament that was going on in the area.
So they did a sevens tournament as well? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I believe Luft was running it all.
Okay.
Looked like everyone was having fun. Brownstone was playing in it.
How many people were playing?
I could not tell you.
10?
No.
20? Every bit of 20?
I think it was the main room, so probably 25, 30 maybe.
Okay.
It was a good number.
Okay.
I don't know if they were all playing or just hanging around, but
Gotcha.
got to say hi to everybody, and we were hungry, so we decided to go eat. And we're looking around. In the hotel, they have a nice bar, but then in the parking lot, there is a fancy Italian place. There's a Dave & Buster's, and then there's a place that's called Truluck's, Trulucks.
Okay.
Not sure what it stands for. Probably just someone's last name. We walked over there. We were told by the driver, because we were asking for places to eat. He's like, oh, that's really good. It has good steak and good seafood. We're like, okay, let's go try that. Walk in, and there's a chandelier over the guy's...
His lap?
Yes, his lap. So you had to kiss it, because it was
Okay.
kind of like... no.
So strip club.
Where you check in, there was a big fancy chandelier and a staircase that went upstairs.
Oh,
and
you immediately left, I'm assuming.
No, I was wearing a Joker T-shirt and a whatever, and we're like, am I underdressed? And we're like, we're just gonna go to the bar. He goes, nah, it's fine. Go ahead. So we went to the bar. Really fancy ass place, live music, bar was just amazing, and yeah, it was fancy.
So you got a plain hamburger because that was the cheapest thing on the menu.
No, I did get the cheapest thing on the menu. It was a 7-ounce sirloin, and it was $40
Oh.
by itself.
Oh.
So before we get to that, Hess got a bottle of wine, and
Okay.
it was actually a vintage that his brother helped make, because it was from Australia when his brother was down there.
Ah, so it had his feet all in it. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
I think he just picked it. I don't think they'd do that. They might. I don't know.
In my brain, Scott Hess's brother smashes grapes with his feet.
Oh, I completely agree. Yeah,
Okay.
It's an I Love Lucy thing. We got an appetizer of the crab claws, since they were, seafood known.
Mm-hmm.
And you could either get, I think it was small, large, or colossal. Or like, well, what's colossal? Oh, there's small, medium, and large. And they didn't have any large ones. And then the bartender's like, well, I think we have a colossal left. It's like, what's a colossal? Well, I think it was 50 ounces. It was huge. But it's $44 for one claw.
So Scott Hess got that.
So we said no.
Oh, okay.
So we got small claws. They were still $7.50 each. We got 4 of those. They were served cold.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and they're pre-cracked a lot. So it's kind of a pain to, take. They
So
were
it was
just
just
okay.
the claw?
It was just
That
the
was
claw.
cold. Mm-hmm. Okay. That doesn't sound as good as where we were going with this.
No, not at all.
Okay,
it was,
so you had cold claws and you had a steak. It was
Yeah.
good steak.
So we also got some bread. Bread was really good. Very salty. Odd. But yeah, I got the bread. I mean, the 7-ounce sirloin.
Okay.
Most amazing steak I've ever had in my life, bar none.
Even better than the one that we had with the sweets.
By far.
Really?
By far. Because, like, you know how they say, something's like butter, the steak like butter where it just, like, falls apart and everything? Mm-hmm. That's what it was like. The texture was insane. The taste was amazing. Best steak I've ever had. Hess had the 21-ounce T-bone or something, and I had a little bit of his, and it was great.
Okay.
We also, we had some sides, which were steakhouse hash browns, which were cooked in duck fat. Oh, they put some other stuff in it, but those were amazing. They had crab fried rice. They had some jalapenos and mushrooms in it. That was amazing. And then for dessert, they had a key lime tart. So I ate most of that. Scott had some. I don't think I finished it all. It was awesome. He had a dessert trio, which had some creme brulee, which I did not try, chocolate cake, which again was amazing, and then a carrot cake, which I'm not big on carrot cake, but that was the best one I've ever had because it didn't taste overpowering. It just tasted like a good cake with just like a little bit of the flavor. And the best meal I've had in my life by far.
Wow.
Most expensive meal of my life by far. But,
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're gonna
yeah,
eat and it's expensive, it might as well be really damn good. So
it was amazing.
okay.
And then after that, we basically went back, hung out for a little bit, and then headed to bed. Then went
Okay. Did you guys stay in bed long, or did you?
to sleep. And then,
Oh, in his room.
no,
You said you went to bed with. You guys
No.
went to bed.
he went to bed. I went to my bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay.
So you're ending Friday night.
Ending Friday night. I'm trying to. Yes.
Oh, okay. But then somebody woke you up for sex
No, there was no sex
on Friday night
at all.
that you know
Jesus.
of. That you know of.
I'm sorry, people. He didn't go, so he's trying to be funny.
No, it's not that at all. Anything can happen when I'm not there. You can cut loose. You can be like,
I get cut loose
you know
when you're
what?
on there.
You know what? Scott's not here. I'm having sex this Chaos Cup trip.
I could anyways.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's never stopped me.
Well, I didn't say. I was just asking.
No.
So this wraps up Friday.
That wraps up Friday.
Okay, so this would be a good time to take a break,
I guess so.
and then we will
And
come
we'll go
back.
have sex. I
Let's
guess
ha-
that's what you want.
We're gonna go have some sex, and we'll be back with Saturday.
Couldn't stand to be kept away just for the day from your body. Wouldn't wanna be swept away.
Boat Down is brought to you by Wizards Asylum. You can check them out at wizardsasylum.com.
Far away from the one that I love. Oh, now it's hard for me to say I'm sorry.
All right, we're back. Whew,
Yeah.
that was
Wear you out, huh?
man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't have sex in Chicago.
I know.
I got it all back here.
So Saturday morning rolls along, and I was told that they had a buffet breakfast for $12. So I
Okay.
was all ready to have the buffet breakfast.
So last year was free. Now it's $12 for buffet.
No, this year it doesn't exist.
oh,
Like, period. They had nothing. You could buy stuff at the bar for breakfast. Or the
so what did you do
restaurant.
for breakfast?
Nothing. Like I did
So let me
straight
ask
up
you
nothing.
this: at the new location,
Yeah.
at the old location, there was at least like within a half a mile some like cheaper fast food places. Was that even
No.
an option here?
The only way that would be an option is the shuttle will take you anywhere within 3 miles, but that's it.
So there was no, I don't know, Jack in the Box, White Castle, anything like that.
Not
where y'all
that-
could have a Portillo's that you could have walked to.
No,
or-
nothing to walk to.
Ugh,
Those
man.
3 places I told you, the Italian, the True Lux, and the Dave & Buster's, that's it.
Not that we walked to anything, but there
Yeah.
was a Sonic right down the street.
But you'd also have your car, and we don't have that here.
Okay.
There was an entertainment center a little, not too far away that you could conceivably walk to, but it's a very busy street, so
Okay, so what'd you do for breakfast?
I did nothing.
You had no breakfast.
I had no breakfast. I wasn't hungry. Brownstone and Siggy went to a grocery store because Siggy drove in.
Okay.
So they went to a grocery store and got some muffins and stuff. I was still in bed and showering and everything.
Okay.
And then I just went down, set up my stuff to sell, and got ready.
Okay.
That was it.
So,
But like I said, I wasn't really that hungry, so it wasn't really a big deal.
did that bother you that there was just nothing like that where
Absolutely.
you could have
Yeah.
walked and got a Subway sandwich or something in that price range, quick and easy? I'm saying, did
Yeah.
that hurt the location in your mind?
It hurts us, yes, because we're cheap. But yes, it comes into play.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And like I said, I thought they had a buffet breakfast.
So you couldn't have got 2 eggs and bacon at the hotel?
Oh, I could have. It would have been $12-15 probably.
Really?
Oh, I'm sure. Nothing. I mean, it's a fancy ass hotel.
Huh. Okay.
Like literally, we'll get to the burger I had. It was $22.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. Well,
It definitely, like every previous year.
Can I vote with my wallet over
Yes,
here?
absolutely.
'Cause-
But every previous year, like you'd go down in the morning, say hi to everybody, have your breakfast, and do a little chatting. And then the evening, we'd have our own little place to hang out and stuff. That did not exist.
Oh, really?
I mean, we'll get to that later. But
Okay. Well, that's kind of sad. That's what made Chaos Cup so awesome, is you could just go downstairs, hang out with everybody. And
yeah.
okay,
It's
keep
just-
going. It's Saturday morning. You had no breakfast.
Right. And that was it.
Okay.
Just went down to go play. So we got the matchups, and I got table 17. So it was 16 tables in one room, and then the rest were in the other room. So there were 2 rooms. You essentially, like, think of the hotel. You walk in to your, just to the, if you go straight and a little bit to the left, you got your elevators.
Okay.
Straight and a little bit to your right, you've got where you check in. Then further to the right, some seating, a bar, a big long table in a fancy room that you can sit down and do stuff. And
Okay.
basically a restaurant with tables and stuff. The left is bathrooms, some small, like, meeting room things.
Okay.
And then it takes a turn to the right, further down the hallway. And then at the end of that small hallway, on the left is one conference room that has the first 16 tables and the setup for Jeffro and everyone. Then the right has a much bigger room that has the rest of the tables, all the swag that you can buy with someone keeping track of it, with raffle tickets you can buy. And then
So
one of
not
the
everybody
walls-
was in one big room like in previous
No.
years.
No, it was 2 separate rooms.
Okay.
One side of the wall had all the raffle stuff that was up for grabs, and then there was a table for all the painting stuff. It wasn't bad. It was a good layout. It was interesting not having everyone in the one room.
So all the top table people were in one room.
Yeah. I
Okay.
expected Foley to stay in the other room. I was hoping to get a good draw and just play in the first room for like one round.
Right.
But I didn't. So I started at 17. It's like, dang it, so close. But they did have windows in the room, so you could open it up and you could see, and it was pleasant. It's not amazing.
The floor was awful.
Floor was pretty crazy looking.
I like somebody to go into Photoshop with all those pictures and
Yeah.
Photoshop the floor out. It was like one of those movie theaters where they never want you to look down.
Yeah.
They want you to look up and buy things.
Oh, so in between of the 2 rooms, like at the end of the hallway, they did have people set up where you could buy drinks and snacks and stuff. And behind them, they had 3 Chaos Cup banners, because they're doing banners that hang down. They look really awesome. So that was nice. Now, a bottle of water was $4 apparently. Soda was $2. And
Wow.
it was a tall can. It was kind of worth it. And then snacks were just so much I didn't even bother looking, really.
Okay.
So all of these people, and game 1, I go up against Perrin, who I played at Mystery Bowl. He was the young kid in Missouri that I played.
Oh, okay.
Younger kid, he's pretty good, but he is kind of newish to it.
Okay.
And he had a Skaven team, and for reference, I was playing your build for Bretonnians, because I played Khorne at the last tournament. I finished my 26
Oh,
with
you got your
Bretonnians.
26.
Played your exact build, because we were both going to play it and see who did best. And do you remember what exactly that was?
It was 4 knights, 4 or 3 yeomen, I think.
It was 4 yeomen.
4 yeomen. 2
Two
of
with-
them had guard.
Yeah.
The knights was
1 dodge, 1 leader and dodge.
1 dodge
One
leader,
frenzy.
1 dodge, 1 frenzy, 1 tackle.
Yeah.
I believe that was it.
And then a bunch of peasants.
Yeah, I think you had 13 players on it.
Yeah, so my first game, I thought I had 15 players,
Oh,
because I forgot that I got rid of 2 of the spots, just the number wise. Anyways, doesn't matter. I had too many people out there,
wow.
but it didn't matter.
All right, so you played the Skaven Ravens.
Yep.
It's Skaven team, 4 gutter runners, 1 with strip ball, wrestle, one with sprint, one with catch, one with nothing, 2 blitzers with mighty blow, and a throw with leader.
Yep.
And then some linemen. It looks like it has 12 guys and 3 rerolls.
I lost the kickoff roll. He chose to kick to me, and it ended up being nice weather. He got 11. I got 11,000 fans. He got 8, so I got +1 fame, and it was a high kick. So my first turn, I knocked down 3 of his guys that were on the line. I fouled a lineman because I thought I had such a big bench, and caused a casualty. I did not get caught. That's something that we'll go into later. His first turn, he blitzed a guy out of position and got somebody on the ball carrier. My next turn, I blocked a gutter runner. I had to use my leader reroll, but I knocked him down. I did my second foul, and there was no effect. He didn't do much on his second turn. My third turn, I used wrestle to get rid of the blitzer that was on the ball carrier. Blitzed a guy on the sidelines. He went to reserves. And then I moved my ball carrier down the sides. My next turn, used guard to help clear the way down the sidelines. And I kept moving my ball carrier down the field. I fouled another line rat and knocked him out. Didn't get caught. He ended up blitzing me, wrestled down the ball carrier, and the ball goes to the sidelines, which kind of sucked. But at this point, I have numbers on him, so it's not too bad. Then my next turn, I got the ball. I was stuck on the sideline. I really wanted to foul the gutter runner that was down, but I couldn't, as I had to just cage up and protect as best I could. Then he ended up moving 2 guys to get a 1 die on my guard player. He got both down, but I just decided not to use wrestle, so I ended his turn.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice to have that option.
Yes, it is.
I really like those guys. Just that built-in wrestle's nasty.
Yes, it is.
So turn 6 comes around. I frenzied a gutter runner, got a casualty. One of my knights hits a line rat, I got a casualty. And then a peasant hits another line rat, and I got a casualty. Then I stalled on the end zone, fouled, and stunned a guy. I got 3 casualties in 1 turn.
Nice.
That was amazing. At this point, he had nobody on the pitch, really. He was able to get somebody on the ball carrier, so it did force me to score on my 7. On his 7, he got a reroll from the cheering fans, and his blitzer KO'd a peasant. And on my turn 8, I hit the ball carrier, used a reroll to go from skull to push, got the same thing. I used skull and a push, but got the same thing. Couldn't take him down, basically. He did a 2-die block uphill, cleared up his path. He did a handoff, and got a touchdown. Because stupid gutter runners. So going into the half, it's 1-1. Second half, got a quick snap. It went to the sidelines. He did a 1-die block and got a skull. He did a reroll and got another skull. So he was kind of out of position. I put people on guys to slow him down, and then his next turn, he failed his first dodge with a gutter runner. First thing he did, 1 reroll 1. He was just SOL. I mean, I had him completely covered. I had people on everybody, and it was just did some hitting. And my next turn did a 3-die block on the ball carrier with a frenzy, got a POW. The ball goes back to his sweet spot. I fouled a gutter runner, got a casualty. So the first half, I did 4 fouls, didn't get caught. Second half, I did another 4 fouls, I got caught in the last one.
Nice.
Just was insane. And that really helped because he was already down people, and when I'm just kicking the crap out of him, wasn't much you could do. His turn 3, he got both down on a block, and again, I did not use my wrestle. Then I ended up casualtying him and ending the turn. So it was another turn where he just couldn't do anything. My next turn, I blitzed his gutter runner out of bounds. I fouled a blitzer. I got nothing out of that. But then I ended up running to the end zone with the ball. And I just kind of sat there. He dodged out with the gunner runner, was able to push a knight out of bounds, just went to reserves. I got 3 dice on a gutter runner, casualty. That was my last casualty of the weekend.
Nice.
4 casualties in this game. none in the next 5 games.
You did say
Period.
you took my team build, so that's what happens.
Yeah, it was freaking crazy.
Although you started the game with 11 players before your first turn, right?
Well, I had 11 on the pitch.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
So at this point, after that casualty of
So I'm assuming you win this game.
Yeah, he had 4 people on the pitch. Yeah, I wrote down the whole thing, but yeah, I won 2-1. I had 4 casualties to his 3.
You stalled out and then just won.
Yeah.
2-1. Okay.
I mean, why not?
Okay. That's good, right?
Yeah, I was happy.
Okay.
My game 2, well, I guess, yeah. My game 2, I was on table 10, so I got to be in the big boy room,
Nice.
and I played Phil Bonarek and his Bretonian team.
That is something both of you, if you're working on, the NAF website, trying to fill that grid of this team's played every team, this is a good one to mark off.
Oh, it is.
Bretonians versus Bretonians.
It's very rare. Now I just need to play Corn against Bretonians and Corn.
So you played Phil,
Yeah.
the Drakewald Crusaders. His team was 4 Knights or Blitzers, all with dodge. He had 4 Yeomen, 2 with guard, 1 with strip ball, and then he had 4 linemen. He also had 1 reroll.
Yeah.
So similar.
The weather on this one was fine. He had 9. I had 9,000 fans. He had 4, so I got +2 fame. And this is where I had the one fan factor and it actually mattered. Then he won the kickoff roll, chose to kick. So first kickoff result, it's a pitch invasion. I got +2 fame. He took down 0 of my guys. I took down 6 of his. So I've got my sheet full of notes, and I'm sure I don't need to go turn by turn, but
Can I complain about Phil's roster for
Yeah,
a
go
second?
for it.
And his roster, he has Sir America, Sir Dutchland, Sir Wells, Sir Polsky.
oh, I should.
And then his next yeomen are Squire America, Squire Dutchland, Squire Kimra, Squire Polsky.
So you can complain about that. However,
Hold on. Yeah, I was going to say, is there a meaning behind
Yes.
it? I know they're countries.
it's countries, it's his background.
Okay.
So what makes up him, his
Okay.
nationalities, and his knights were painted with the flags.
Okay.
So you had an American flag.
That's why I was
Poland,
going to follow up
and then
with
the
Phil.
squires were painted like that. And
Okay.
it's Phil, and his paint jobs are amazing all the time.
Okay.
And they were just great.
Then that works.
As much as I like my team, I saw his team and I'm just like, oh, my team sucks.
Well, it is your team.
I know, but his team was amazing. So yeah, I've got a bunch of his guys stunned. I fouled a guy with a +2 on my first turn and got called out.
Nice.
So, and that was my last foul of the tournament too. Like my luck's gone. So with him being down, I was trying to kind of push more than I really had to, and I did a pass. It ended up being inaccurate, went out of bounds, went towards his end zone, which is good. He ended up getting the ball, so even though he was down, he came back and got the ball. I was able to blitz him, got him down, put a cage around him. It was kind of a back and forth about who the ball goes to and who's going to get it and who gets knocked down. My turn 5, I knocked the ball out of his hands. It bounced to a bad position, and I hit a guy onto the ball. Then it went into a worse position, so I just put guys on the ball to be annoying. But the important thing about this is when the ball was bouncing, it bounced to one of his guys, and he failed it. And then he goes, I'll use catch. I go, you don't have catch. He goes, no, I'll use the knight. He has catch. Your knight doesn't have catch.
So you
He goes,
didn't realize
your
knights.
knights, all knights have catch. I go, they do? So yeah, I looked at my roster and I'm like, oh, they have catch. And Dauntless? Nice.
Steve, dude.
It gets worse.
Okay. Aren't you trying to go to the World Cup and win?
With a team I know very well. This is my first time playing this team.
Did you do the math right on your team for World Cup? Like, did they clarify the rosters and somebody checked?
I know that team. I don't know Bretonians.
But this is really, really like... This is kind of now your new, like, thing.
It kind of is. I don't like it.
This is kind of like if we had a podcast and we were both like, well, we've been playing Blood Bowl for 50 years. We're 60 years old, and we forget these new races they now have. I don't remember what the robots have.
Should I state now that I didn't realize my peasants had 2 agility until game 6?
Are you... Okay, we're going to put a pin in that statement and my rebuttal until later.
Okay.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, let's just keep rolling.
Okay. So, my turn 6 of this, I blitzed his guy off the ball, and I failed to dodge with my dodge knight. My knight that has dodge was horrible this whole tournament. He failed dodges left and right in important times. He was if there's a least valuable player, he got it. I wanted to throw him across the room one time. That was also game 6. So, his turn 6, he double skulled on his first action, and he had no rerolls left.
Well,
that's it.
Wow.
So, my turn 7, I blitzed his guy off the ball with sure hands, got the ball, and he can't hit me without dodging into tackle zones. He was able to get a 2-die block on the ball carrier, which was surprising. But he just ended up doing a both down and a push. And so I ended up staying there. My turn 8, I did score. But he KO'd a peasant and a yeoman and one of the guard ones that didn't come back. That was really annoying. He didn't do anything on his turn 8, and I still did not get my knockouts back after the half.
So what was the score?
1-0 me.
Okay.
Second half, there was a blitz. I was able to get some people near his ball. And really, I can get into specifics, but you know that whole reroll? I mean, the whole double skulls thing?
Mm-hmm.
When that happens to him 2 more times as his first action, that was the game. I ended up winning 3-1, and I had no casualties. He had 2. It was really just a 2-1, but I did some passes at the end and got it. So
okay,
I felt bad. And again, the first game, I felt like I won because I was hurting him. That's kind of luck, but I was also pushing him out of bounds, so I don't feel bad. But there was that one turn where he did a 1 reroll 1 for his first action, and he had a turn where he did skulled out 1 turn, and that's huge. In this one, Phil's dice weren't working at all. And when you double skull and that ends 3 of your turns, yeah, I'm going to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it works.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean...
So I felt bad for him, but,
win's a win, baby.
Not that bad.
Blood Bowl's like the old Raiders motto. Just win.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so... Hey, then does he have a reason why he named his linemen what he named them? The peasants?
What were they?
Scrounger, Bauer, Garanor, Chalop. Did he explain those guys?
I did not ask.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's names in his past, or
that's what I was asking. Is maybe like these were old family names from way back when?
Maybe.
Okay, all right.
For lunch, like I said, there's not a whole lot around there.
So you went to the hotel?
No, we went to Dave & Buster's.
Oh, okay.
And I got chicken and waffle sliders. It was me, Siggy, Brian 2, and Michael Lewis. And like I said, I got the chicken and waffle sliders. They were really freaking good. We had some appetizers, and it was it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it wasn't bad. And it was a lot cheaper than the bar or any of the other places.
Did you play some games and get tickets?
No.
Why not?
Didn't play any games.
You could have won a prize.
Because we were busy. We had stuff to do.
A prize.
Yeah. But it was also fast. That's why we went there. So we got back.
All right, round 4. No, round 3.
Round 3. Table 4. I played Ken Bergen with his undead.
Yeah, they're called the Misery Tigers.
Yep.
Now, he didn't name anybody on his team. So he fails for the weekend.
Okay.
Ken, I'm very sad for you.
I didn't name anybody either.
Ken, you and Steve are pieces of shit for not naming your teams.
I think we realize that.
Okay. Let me read off his team real quick. He has 2 mummies, one with leader, one with leader and guard, one with guard. He has 2 whites. He has 2 ghouls, one with block and sure hands, one with sidestep and diving tackle. That's interesting. He has 1 skeleton lineman, 4 zombies, and he played with Ivan the Animal Death Shroud.
Yep.
Which is 6, 4, 2, 8, block, disturbing presence, juggernaut, loner, regeneration, strip ball, tackle. He's basically Sekteth, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a good player, though.
Is Sekteth
Very
even
annoying.
around anymore?
No.
No, okay. So this is kind of like him.
Yeah.
Good Lord. $230K for that guy.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering why he only had 2 ghoul runners. Now I know. Okay. Still, that's pretty awesome that he could get that.
Yeah.
He only had 0 rerolls.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how many rerolls do you have? And I saw the 1, but that's for his fan factor. So 0 rerolls.
But he did have leader.
So he had 1 kind of reroll.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the weather was fine. I had 7,000 fans. He had 8, so it was -1 fame. He won the kickoff roll again, and he chose to receive. He ended up getting a reroll from brilliant coaching, which comes into play later, sadly. Ball went to his end zone. He ended up getting it. I tried to surf a zombie out, but just knocked him down. So his second turn, he puts the ball carrier between the 2 mummies, like in a line, just straight in a line. So I put my guard guy right in the middle and was able to do a 1-die blitz on the ball carrier and just for a push. So I was still happy to get a shot on him. Then he did more of a cage, which was annoying. But my turn 3, Dauntless is very handy. I used Dauntless a lot in this game, and it succeeded for the most part. I think it failed 1 time.
It's really nice to have 4 guys with that option.
Yeah.
Because usually one of them's free. Like if you need to you don't want to make a 1-die block.
Right.
But if you like, if I can move this 1 big guy away, I can do all these things.
Exactly. So, turn 3, I did push his mummy away, and I ended up getting a 1-die block on the ball carrier, powed him down, and it bounced over by his mummy. He, again, got the ball and caged up, but I, again, used Dauntless on a mummy, and then I was able to put a knight by the ball carrier. His turn 5, he double skulled with Ivan for his first action.
Ooh.
And then succeeded Loner and re-rolled and got a POW.
Wow, gutsy.
Yeah, he had to. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah.
It sucked that he got it because I was really happy. Again, next time I was able to put a guy on the ball carrier. That turn, I dauntlessed down both mummies, but I couldn't put somebody on Ivan. That's what really screwed me. He succeeded 2 go-for-its and got a touchdown in his turn 6. Now, playing this, you use your peasants with Fend and just put him on the big guys. His 2 mummies and Ivan, I'm just putting peasants on him every single time.
Right.
Just screwing him up. So on my turn 6, I received the kick, got a high kick. It was kind of wasted because it went over one of the guys on the line, so it didn't matter. His turn 7, he was able to get somebody on my ball carrier, but then I had to use a reroll on a go for it to blitz his guy off my ball carrier, but that allowed me to hand it off to a knight, and I got a touchdown. And then his turn 8, he tried to get a 1-turn touchdown, but was unable. So going into the half, it's 1-1.
Okay.
Which I'm
That's
happy
good.
with.
Sure.
Second half, he got another reroll off the cheerleader, which was really annoying. And this is really where I just started putting people on the big guys and not letting them do much. My second turn, I again dauntless down a mummy, made a cage behind my line of scrimmage, and put the peasant on Ivan so he couldn't do anything. Got to my turn 4. It was a lot of scrumming and just kind of pushing around, but I did a short pass from a knight to a knight, and then I went to the end zone and just kind of stalled for a while. He got a guy on me, and then my turn 5, I just decided to blitz his guy off the ball and went in. When he was receiving, I ended up getting a blitz, so I moved guys around back. I left the middle wide open with nobody in the back. So, like, I moved my knights around, because the ball was kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And if he failed, then I was right there. I could go for another touchdown. I didn't leave anybody in the backfield.
Okay.
So all you had to do was pick up the ball and pass to his ghoul and run
Up
down the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and he would have been out of range. It's like, damn it. Because then it'd be 2-2. I'm like, I'm an idiot. Luckily, he attempted to pass to the ghoul and failed. I was able to get the ball the next turn. I just ended up passing at the end, and I got a win. 3-1. No casualties on either side.
That is really odd.
That was my main worry, is the mummies and Ivan and just
It's
everything.
weird he didn't get any casualties on you.
Yeah, he didn't get a single one.
Huh.
It wasn't really a whole lot of knockouts, if I remember correctly. It was just a lot of pushing, which was annoying. So,
at this point, you're 3-0.
this point, I'm friggin' 3-0.
So at this point, let me ask you a question.
Everyone's like, wow, you're 3-0. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know this team. But
So at this point, how many times have you dodged away with peasants?
not too often.
Okay.
I know for sure that, because Phil knows Bretonians, he said I didn't cheat. And you don't use them for much. They're just there
Well,
to be
you
annoying.
usually don't dodge away anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just curious, like, if you could, like, think in your mind, like, oh, crap, I feel bad, but at the same time, the guy didn't notice either. If you can't recall an instance where, like...
The first game definitely would not have mattered. Against Phil, he knew. And then this game, I don't think it would have mattered. Because,
Well,
like I said, I was putting the peasants
I'm
on
telling you,
his
probably
guys.
everybody was like... Probably if you dodged with one of those guys, they would have spoke up.
I would assume. But
It's Chaos Cup.
it's one of those new races. You don't really know them that well.
Okay. All right. So you're 3-0.
I'm 3-0.
First time ever that you had 3 wins at Chaos Cup, right?
No.
Or was that taken away from you? Like, I know for a couple of years you never had more than 3 wins.
2017, I had 3 wins with the Chaos Dwarves.
Okay. All right. Well, that's...
But I never had more. And I never had 3 wins.
Well, I've never had more than 3 wins either, so...
Chaos Cup 2018, I had 3 wins as well.
Okay. Good.
You made me curious. I'm going back and looking.
No, I'm pretty sure you didn't.
But yeah, I know.
me and you were both at like 3 wins because I was telling Jennifer at this point, I was like,
Yeah.
I go, as long as Steve doesn't pull a Scott here and get racked up against the people who are going to win Chaos Cup and then people in the top 10, he's going to be fine. And all he has to do is win 1 more game out of 3, and he's going to have the best record out of any of us. And I was telling Jennifer, I was like, maybe me not going allowed Steve to like concentrate more.
Oh, no. That is not the
And maybe
case.
he got more sleep and he didn't have
No.
to feel like he babysat me and all
No.
this stuff. So,
It was funny, too, because people were like, wow, man, you have a chance. I'm like, no.
well, you do at this point.
Well, yeah, I did. And I kind of had that little inkling, like maybe I have a slight chance. But I was thinking to myself, winning Chaos Cup would be amazing. But winning Chaos Cup when you're not there, so I can rub it in your face the rest of our lives, would be even more amazing.
Sure.
It would just be hilarious.
Sure.
So speaking of that, Table 1, Game 4.
All right. We'll just talk about the result. I want to talk about this particular roster later.
Okay,
Okay.
we can do that. I played Siggy Llama. He played Pro Elves. His Alfheimer Aeronauts. Weather was fine. We both tied at 9,000 fans. He won the kickoff and chose to kick to me. I got a high kick. I got a ball. I think this one I will kind of just walk through it because it matters. Had a line of people between him and the ball carrier, so I don't think much about it. His first turn, he just goes through tackle zones with a blitzer and did a 1 die on my ball carrier and got a POW. I should have expected it, but I didn't because it was a lot of dodging and it was into multiple tackle zones. I mean, he's elves, but yeah, it worked. My second turn, I used a reroll to pow down. At this point, he had the ball, so I powed down his ball carrier, the blitzer. I got the ball, and I did kind of a semi-cage. I'm going down the sideline closest to me because we're playing sideways. Or I was. He was playing at the end, so he could play end zone to end zone. And, like, I'm barely
It blows
inching.
my brain how people can't just sit on the sidelines and play. I mean, like...
I mean, it doesn't really make much of a difference to me.
It doesn't me either, but it blows my brain how people cannot see the field because they played one way so long. And it's just,
I get it.
And it blows my brain. This is not knocking Siggy or anybody else. It blows my brain that they were ever taught to play Blood Bowl that way because you're the coach. Coaches sit on the sidelines.
I'm with you.
I mean, it's just weird to me.
But that's how the dugouts were in the old days. You'd go on the sides.
No. Not in second edition. I mean, I don't.
You just, it was kind of how you want to do it.
So, anyways, it's just different.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying.
I get it.
We all play different and we all learn different. And it's just funny how some people mentally have to go sit at the end of the table.
Yeah.
Dean's the same way. And Dean's a good player.
Kendall's like that.
And that's fine because
really
if
good.
that works for them, that's what they need to do to be good. So be it. I'm just saying it still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
All right. So, like I said, I'm barely moving. I'm trying to move down the field. I'm still behind my line of scrimmage. His turn 3, he wrestled down my ball carrier, but the ball bounced to one of my yeomen, so I was lucky. My turn 4, I handed off the ball to a knight. I was trapped before, and I was still trapped. And I'm still by my sideline, by the line of scrimmage. I'm just, like, I can't do anything. I had people set up to try to make it to where I could push out on the sideline in a couple of turns. But he was able to position and do a big chain push and pushed one of my guard guys out of bounds. That was annoying. Then my turn 5, I was able to open up the side some, and I got my ball carrier down the field, probably 7 squares away from the touchdown, so I wouldn't have to go for it. I don't know what happened. Somehow I miscounted, because I thought for sure that one of my other knights could just have to do a dodge and go for it twice. I had rerolls, so not impossible. Dodge, go for it. And then he'd be in perfect position to provide my ball carrier cover. So he would have to go around him, which would mean that only one guy could hit him. So at best, it's a straight up. Or he'd have to go through a lot of tackle zones, which again, the other guys would have, there was a guard guy there, or he'd have to, there's a lot of stuff he'd have to do.
Sure.
I must have been looking at the one that just moved instead of the one that hadn't moved. So I was 2 squares short. No idea. Mental, completely screwed up in my head. And I knew at this point I just had to push it. Because his positioning, like, I'd take notes, and one of the turns is, my notes are, his positioning is just insane. I couldn't do anything against him. I've never played a game to where, like, all of his positioning, anytime I looked like I had anything I could do, he'd already seen it and closed it off. I wasn't able to move
He's the
forward.
one guy who always told me he doesn't want Blood Bowl to be solvable.
Yeah.
Meaning that there's some combination of the right thing to do every time, and that was always been his worry, And so it's funny that, like, he was making it, he solved Blood Bowl against you.
And this tournament, like, I've realized whenever I'm trying to play well, when it's my turn, I spend a good minute or so just looking at the board before I do anything. I look at the board, I see what my options are, I see where I can dodge, what I can move, what my best chances are. If I put this guy here, then I put that guy there. Before I touch any pieces, it's been so long that I had someone go, "It's your turn." I go, "I know, I'm just thinking." Okay. But I just couldn't do anything. Could not do anything. So I did not have any protection. I I tried to do just kind of some half-ass protection, and then I failed to block, so he went down. I really just had no answer to anything. My turn 6, I ended up going backwards because I still had the ball, but I couldn't go forwards, so I
Tried to protect it the best you could.
yeah, I'm just like, I have to try to protect. And like I said, my turn 7, I figured I had to try. So I dodged into 2 tackle zones for a blitz with the ball carrier just to free up a lane and dodge out for a touchdown. I failed the block, had no rerolls. Again, I got the dodge. I just failed the block. All I had to do was push him and then dodge out, and I can go for a touchdown. Didn't work. Had to try. It was at least a shot. And the ball ends up going out of bounds. Goes in a good position for him, which means his turn 7. He gets the ball with his thrower, passes it to the catcher. Catcher runs down the field. I've got nothing down there. There's 0 chance I'm going to catch him. He scores on his turn 8. 1 up, 1 him. I couldn't do anything.
Okay.
So second half, it's a quick snap. He gets the ball. I tried to, I tied up one of the catchers on the right side of his line. Thought he was going to try to goad me into forgetting about him and just go after the ball carrier, but I went after him. Didn't matter. His catcher got away anyways, ran. My turn 2, I blitzed his ball carrier. I did knock him down. The ball bounced to me, so that was good. But then he blitzed my ball carrier, used a reroll because the first one didn't work, and knocked him down. Got the ball, went for it 2 times, and got a touchdown. So now he's up 2-0. And then I got a high kick. I powed his blitzer. My notes are here. It all becomes a blur. I end up getting a KO on turn 6, and he scored. That's it. That's the rest of the game. He has 7 armor. He has 11 players. He has an APOF. I knocked him down a bunch. I didn't even get a knockout until turn 6 of the second half. I played Gary in our local tournament today, and he's playing Wood Elves, 7 armor.
Mm-hmm.
By turn 3, I had 5 knockouts against him.
Mm-hmm.
Different team, but again, knocking him down. I was knocking him down a decent amount. I just couldn't do anything to him.
That's crazy.
And that's a theme for that team.
Okay.
He didn't take casualties the whole tournament. It was crazy.
So he won 3-0?
He won 3-0. I probably could have kept it to 2-0, but I was out of it.
All right. So the
I knew
dream
it
is
didn't
over
matter.
at this point.
Yeah, it was horrible.
So let me ask you, in the past,
Yeah.
I remember being at Blood Bowl at Chaos Cup, and Siggy's been like super nervous when he's near the top tables.
Yeah.
Maybe taking long turns, and he even knows it, like being self-conscious of his turns. How was he playing at this event?
I mean, fine. I think we've all finished on time. So.
Oh, well, that's good.
No, there's no issue with that.
He didn't seem shaky, nervous, sweating his balls off like he has in the past.
He may have been nervous. I know he got nervous later, but he just pushed through it. I mean,
Well,
like I said,
it was 3-0.
it was.
Sounded like he didn't have much to worry about.
I'm not a bad player, I don't think, but playing against him, I realized that I am nowhere near his level. And afterwards, I talked to him. I'm like, hey, did I at least give you a good game? He goes, yeah. You gave me a good game. There's a couple of things that you saw that I didn't see, and I almost got a touchdown on him. It doesn't count, but I mean...
Sure. Well, usually also people who are the better players, if you make that one mistake, you miss, like count or something like that, they make you usually pay.
And that's it. Maybe I should not have gone to try to do the touchdown quick, but I knew if I didn't, then I have to kick off to him second half. So with the way he's playing and his positioning, he's just going to grind out and get a touchdown and win 1-0. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this is probably my best chance to score. If I don't do it now, I'm not going to. And maybe I get a 1-1 tie. I'd be happy with that.
Sure.
But no. I failed and the ball just went to the wrong spot and he got it and
All right, so you're 3-1 first day.
3-1. Yeah, it's not bad.
You had some Dave and Buster's. What'd you do for dinner? Did you go play Super Show? Did you do any
No,
of that stuff?
Didn't do Super
Did you
Show.
play any board games?
SaltCon was going on. I did not play games with them.
SaltCon.
Michael Lewis was in there.
Was Benny there? The dog? Saul's dog?
I don't think so. I didn't see a dog.
Dude, that dog, he has a dog named Benny
Yeah.
who fits the Benny name perfectly. He's like a human, a furry human. He's like
Okay.
his version of Chewbacca.
Yeah.
This is another tangent, by the way. He's the kind of dog you see and you go, well, maybe I kind of want a dog for my family.
Okay.
But he's one of the dogs that's like 1 out of 1,000 dogs.
Right.
Like Benny's probably cool. He probably didn't even smell bad.
Yeah.
But he makes me want to have a dog. And then but no other dogs like it.
Well, no
Like
Benny.
I'm going to be sad
Uh-huh.
when Benny passes away one day.
Well,
And I live vicariously through Facebook to see Benny.
I guess I don't know Benny.
Oh, they're going to make a movie about him.
They
It's
should.
going to be called Benny and Me and not said Marley and Me. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so Benny was not there playing at SaltCon.
No,
Because I bet you that dog can play board games.
probably. But Michael Lewis was in there, and I didn't really want to play board games because it's not my thing. They were in a smaller room.
Michael Lewis was there. You said enough. You didn't want to play because Michael Lewis was there.
No, it's not my thing. I don't know.
So you went back to the hotel and had sex.
No, we were still at the hotel because
You went back to your room and had
No.
sex.
they were in a side room, like a conference room. And Michael said, hey, they've got a deal going on for a hamburger. It's like $10. I go, really? Yeah. Hamburger and fries, $10 or something. I'm like, okay, cool. I go, how do I get it? He goes, I don't know. You can ask Saul, but you can just ask the bar. I'm like, okay. So I go walk down to the bar and talk to the bartender. I'm like, hey, do you have like some special for $10 Rose Burger? No, not that I know of. Okay, well, I'm here. So some guys went to a German place. Like in the area that has all the entertainment stuff, there's actually a German bar that has people in lederhosen and they'll get up and sing and do all that. Not my... I just wanted something quiet. I wanted a hamburger. Just wanted to relax because I was kind of annoyed, but it's just what it was.
Sure.
So Hess went out drinking. Some of the guys went to the bar. I don't know where everyone else went to, but we kind of had like plans with a few people that just fell through because whatever. I was like, I just want a hamburger. So the bar was supposed to have a really good hamburger. So I went there. Ended up being like a $22 hamburger or something. It was really good though. Now,
It better be for $22.
it better be for $22 for sure.
Whew.
When I checked out, and it just ended up being me. I didn't see. I guess Jeffro was sitting with his kid. I didn't see them when I walked in, so I was sitting at the bar, was talking to Ken Washington, and
Dude, Ken Washington talks to you?
yeah,
Wow.
I was sitting next to him at game 3.
I expect better of him.
Nah, he has good taste. Yeah, it was him and Stephen Holst, which was I can't say his last name.
So did you run into Duder there? Because supposedly he was going to Casca.
Yeah, I saw him there.
Was he going crazy?
I don't think so.
Because he's out and about and having fun?
No.
He's never been to Casca.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to everybody, and at this point, it's awesome seeing everybody, but it also, I don't want to say this like in a rude way, but how it all just kind of blends together. Like I haven't seen some of these people for a year, but they're also, I guess it's kind of like having a good friend where you only see him once a year. It just kind of pick up from the last time. It doesn't really feel like it's been that long. So, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's not a bad thing. It's just
Okay,
a thing.
so you had a hamburger by yourself.
I had a hamburger by myself. She told me the total, and it was $44. I was like, what? It's $24. Oh, okay. That's better. I freaked out for a moment.
Gotcha. She was trying to give you something extra.
No.
She was into you.
But then, like I said, I didn't want to play games. A lot of people were gone out drinking. I just ended up sitting outside for like an hour and a half. It was nice and cool. They had an outdoor patio. It was about 60 degrees out.
Nice.
It was so nice. couple guys came in. We chatted about old Blood Bowl figures or how the game is going. It was just a nice evening.
Cool.
And then ended up going to bed. That was it.
At this point, how many people said they missed me?
A lot of people did.
Really?
Yeah.
Like for
Of
real,
course.
real?
Sure.
Because Phil texted me and said, we really missed you this weekend. And I was like, did you miss Jennifer or did you
No.
really miss me?
Everybody misses you.
Why? That's weird to me.
Would you miss
And
Phil if he wasn't there?
And I'm being serious. It's kind of just weird to me.
You're part of the group.
Well, I guess
It's the
so.
same as everyone.
Okay.
I mean, people love you.
It's probably just
You
me.
have to accept it.
Yeah, it's kind of just me inside me thinking like nobody really does like me. They're just being nice
No, that's
because they like you.
dude. That's in my head half the time too.
But they really like only me and not
Yeah.
you. Yeah, they don't like you.
Yeah, well,
I mean, they like you because you have so much stuff that they have to be nice to you because eventually
No.
they could trade with you. But you're a terrible person.
So here's the interesting thing.
You had sex.
End of day one.
You had the sex.
Our room is Siggy Lama,
Okay.
me, and Michael Lewis.
Right.
I have the worst record at 3 wins and a loss.
Wow.
I had
Siggy's 4-0. So Michael's 3 wins and a tie?
yep.
Wow.
There's only one loss in that room, and it was to somebody in that room.
So what was Michael playing?
He was playing Chaos, and his
Wow.
Minotaur was going bananas.
Jeez.
He was
Okay.
going insane, apparently.
Now, is he playing Chaos at World Cup?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's still practicing. And okay.
He was doing great with him.
Okay. So you had a hamburger Saturday night. You didn't play any games. You didn't go to the Super Show event.
Nope.
You went to bed?
Yep.
Had a decent time?
Yep.
Okay.
It was comfortable. You know, it's nice going to a hotel where there's not blood stains or the bar to the room isn't, broken off.
Or something brown on your sheets?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it was kind of worth the money that way.
So you're saying this hotel was a little bit better than the Econo Lodge in Lubbock, Texas?
I wouldn't say a little. I would say a lot.
Well, let's just write down the pros and cons to both of those while we take a quick break, and we'll come back with your Sunday. All right. You're 3-1. You wake up Sunday morning.
I thought we were doing the pros and cons.
Oh,
I have no pros for Econo Lodge.
We're supposed to do that off air.
It was
That was
there.
kind of like a joke.
Oh, okay.
That was like a joke.
But why do you think we took like a
not doing?
30-minute break? I was writing it down.
You thought that was serious because we had the sex in the last break before.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Econo Lodge was
Man.
totally like that's not real.
Because it was like nothing good for Econo Lodge besides it existed. And a lot of good for the other one. So
Okay.
it obviously wins.
Okay.
Yes. Today, I had a leftover muffin.
A leftover muffin.
They had a bunch of muffins.
Leftover.
It's really good.
Okay, I was gonna say it sounds like a stale muffin.
No.
Okay.
It was still fresh the following day when I had a muffin for breakfast.
Oh, okay.
So they bought a lot of muffins.
Sounds good.
It was very appreciated.
So you had a muffin. Did
Yep.
everybody else have muffins?
I did not ask them, but I assume
Because
so.
you all have a great record after day one.
We do. Siggy was basically because I had the room for another night, and they were both leaving after the tournament. He's like, "Is it cool? Like, if I win the next game, if I just come up here and crash on the couch and just like not go to lunch because he's so nervous, he just wants
Right.
to rest." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's fine, whatever." So yeah,
All right. So your game 5.
my game 5, I dropped down to table 4.
That's still not bad.
No. Played against Mike Kuhn and his Chaos Dwarves, the Alarian Centurions. Or Centaurians, excuse me.
All right. Let's talk about this roster real quick.
Okay.
I could sum it up by saying it's a Chaos Dwarf team. It has 2 Bull Centaurs, both with block. It has all its Chaos Dwarf blockers, 2 with guard, 2 with Mighty Blow, 1 of those Mighty Blows with claw, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hobgoblins and 2 rerolls. Or I could say this is the exact same player with the exact same team with the exact same build in round 5 playing the exact same team and exact same build as I had last year at Chaos Cup.
Was it also table 4?
It really might have been table 4, and I'm not joking.
Yeah.
It was in the top 2 groups of the old thing. So I think
Right.
1, 2, 3. I think it was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding.
No, this is Mike Kuhn, Frozen Flame. He is a great player.
Great player.
Has not lost a game in the last 2 Chaos Cups. He got 3rd 2 years ago, and then last year he had 2 ties, I think, or something. And before this game, he was talking about how he played Bretonnians some. And Chaos Dwarves are the kryptonite to Bretonnians, straight off. And he is 100% right. Because Chaos Dwarves outdo everything that a Bretonnian team has going for it. You got a lot of movement, we got more movement. You got a lot of strength, we got more strength. You got some decent skills, well, we got some better skills. Oh, it's a tournament where you're going to put dodge on your people because that's what you do with a Bretonnian team at a tournament? We have tackle, so we're going to take that away from you. Frickin' kryptonite.
So does this mean you got shredded?
It was a very sunny day. I had 6,000 fans. He had 7,000, so -1. He again wins kickoff, so that's 5 losses there. Chose to receive. His first turn. So he got brilliant coaching and he got a reroll, so yay him. He got the ball and immediately KO'd my leader. Just straight, my leader's gone.
That's terrible.
It was terrible. My turn 2, first action was a knight. I dodged away and failed, and his tackle canceled the dodge. I used a reroll, but that also meant that when I tried to do the dauntless on the bull, I failed that, and I ended up getting a skull and fell down. And turn 3, I knocked the ball carrier down, but I failed dauntless again, so that sucked. On turn 4, I was able to get a hit on the ball carrier, but I failed to dodge into an open square with the dodge guy again. So I was just trying to get around him to stop him from going down the field. My turn 6, I ended up going for it 2 times to get a 2-die uphill on the ball carrier. It ended up being a push. Like, he was down the field. I just couldn't do jack. My turn 7, I dodged into 4 tackle zones, succeeded, and did 2 go-for-its to do a 2-die uphill on the ball carrier, and got a push. I had nothing at this point.
But still, that's kind of like successful, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's
Yeah, and I'm doing the best I can, but he's just downfield. I can't stop him. And then turn 8, he scored. My turn 8, got a quick snap, didn't hurt anybody on the line, did a foul. I did a foul. I've lied. I did this one foul. Because I said before I didn't do another one.
Did you pay for it?
I had a +8. I did not get called out, and I just stunned him. So, it's 1-0.5. Second half, he sets up with all of his players between the wide zones. And I'm looking at the setup, and I'm like, I can move peasants behind his bull centaurs. And then I can put the yeomen in the way of the dwarves on the sides. And I can send the knights down the field. So, because that's going to box him in, and he can't do anything. And he would have to either dodge away with the bull centaur and try to get a hit on me, or he blitzes against a yeoman or a peasant that's on him, and he can't fend or he can't follow up, so it screws him. I'm like, this is a really good setup for me. I think I got it. And then, of course, he gets a perfect defense. And this, again, I hate perfect defense more than blitz. It's so much worse.
Agreed.
Because every advantage you have is just gone. My turn 1, I failed my sure hands pickup. And I had to waste a reroll on a bad block, so yay. He used his bull on his turn 1, and he blitzed with his bull, did the 3 go for it, knocked down my guy, because I did end up getting the ball with someone else. My turn to, like, his dice were just on fire. I couldn't do anything. He's got his bull down near me, and I'm like, I've got it set up, and I can just throw a pass to a knight that has catch and just go down the field, and I'd be safe, because his bull centaurs were coming after my ball carrier, and his dwarves don't go fast, and his goblins are, kind of worthless. So I tried a very long pass, even if it just got down there, and because it wouldn't go out of bounds, it'd be near my guys, it'd be away from his bull centaur, I'd still be in good position.
Let me guess, you fumbled it.
No, he intercepted it. Yeah. If I would have got it, it would have just been straight down the end zone. He couldn't have got me. I could have stalled for at least 1 or 2 turns. My turn 3, I tried to go for it 2 times to get a 1 die on the bull centaur. My turn 3, I went for it twice. I got a 1 die block on the ball carrier, knocked him down. The ball goes out of bounds, and of course it goes towards the end zone. I failed to go for it to pick up and throw. Only have 7 on the pitch at this point, so I'm just like getting destroyed. He was able to blitz one of my dodge knight out of bounds, and he scored again. And then he got a reroll from cheering fans, and I just couldn't do anything. Like I said, his dice were just amazing. I ended up losing this one to 3-0, and the casualties were 0-3.
Wow.
I mean, nothing I could do.
Yeah, he beat the crap out of my team too. Now I think our final score was 2-1, and I know he scored on the second or the last play of the game.
Yeah,
but he beat the hell out of my team.
I felt confident enough. I could have got a touchdown.
But what you're saying is, yeah, he's a good coach. And now that
He's
I think
an
about
amazingly
it,
good coach.
We were on that front row. I don't think we were at table 4 at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure we were at table 6 if I had. But it doesn't really matter.
No.
I mean, that was just for the funny joke of playing a both down guy in round 5 and beating the crap out of us with a Praetorian team versus Chaos Dwarves. So,
and you look online, he is one of the top 10 coaches.
Well, yeah, there you go.
I think technically he's 12 in the U.S., but I think Brian
With Chaos Dwarfs? Or just in general?
In general. But Brian
he play a
2's
lot
up
of
there
tournaments?
twice. I don't know.
Huh.
But anyways, he's a great coach.
All right, so now you take a lunch break.
Yep. Went over to Dave & Buster's again, because why not at that point? And I wasn't really that hungry, so I just got an appetizer.
Well, you had a muffin.
Yeah, it was a good muffin. I got the Asian chicken wonton appetizer.
Okay.
It was really good. It was only $5 because I guess they were having a special on appetizers.
Nice.
I wasn't going to complain.
Did you play any games for tickets?
Nope, still didn't.
Why? Dude,
we can get into that later. We can get into that.
You
that
can get
night.
100 tickets, and then you can
Yeah.
go get 4 pieces of candy.
We can get into that later that night.
Okay.
So, as of now, I keep thinking to myself, I just need 1 win. 1 win.
Right.
And at lunch, I get a text from Spoon saying, "Hey, man, the pairings are up. You got a good coach next round." I go, "Really? Who is it?" He goes, "He's sitting at the table waiting for you with a smile." I go, "Oh, it's you? Okay." And he goes, "Good guess." So I'm playing Spoon next round. I go pick up my stuff. I find my sheet, and I see Spoon sitting down with his opponent. I'm like, "What? I thought I was playing him." And then I look at the board that says matchups, and it says Table 9, Kilowoggy versus Delavis.
Oh, Matt Vanderby.
And it was funny because the previous night I was talking about how good I was doing. I was like, well, I guess we'll never know how, us again. He's like, well, we could play a game right now and, just see who'd win.
For the record,
I go, no,
you've only played
no.
him one time previously and you beat him, right?
I did, yeah.
The one time. It
The
was
one
only
time.
one match, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I started second guessing, I didn't go research it, but I was like, maybe they had 2 matches and they
No.
tied. It was just the one match where you whooped them.
It was just the one, and I was happy with it.
Yeah, okay. So,
And I always made a big deal out of,
sure,
he's
I
not
know.
that good.
You should have just, at this
Forfeited?
point, you should have forfeited.
Should have.
You should have said, go ahead and drop me, Jeffro,
No.
just to keep this going.
So
I was really pulling for you. I was like, man, this
didn't
point
mention
Steve
this.
has to win because it's like 4 both down. Now, Grant's sending me pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed I was updating every now and then
Yeah.
the both down feed on Facebook from my perspective because Grant would send me a picture and I'd do it. And so I was trying.
Yeah, Sunday actually, Scott Hess ended up not showing up, and everyone was talking to me and like, "Dude, Hess left with someone at the bar, some random people, and went out to go drink." I'm like, "Okay, well, it's weird." Well, is he awake? I'm like, I haven't seen him, so I called him a couple of times and I texted him, and come to find out, like he didn't show up at all. He had a major like illness. He had a fever. He was out that whole day. And, people were talking about him out drinking. I'm like, oh, if he's out drinking and got sick, blah, 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 I'd be annoyed. But I ended up seeing him later that day. No, dude was majorly sick.
Okay.
And he was still sick the next day when we went to Wrigley and everything. And I think I got that because I'm still messing with it. Just
Well, you had the sex, right?
all comes back to that. But it was very unfortunate.
That you had sex with him?
Anyways, table 9, Matt Vanderbeek, he played his Necro team, Desecrated Souls.
Let's see. They had 2 golems with guard, 2 whites plain, 2 ghouls, 1 with block, 1 with wrestle, a werewolf with block and mighty blow, a zombie with block, and then 4 more zombies. He had 2 rerolls. It's funny. I agree with him not taking 2 werewolves.
Yeah.
Now, I might not even waste putting block and mighty blow, but that's where we differ.
So this was fine weather again. I had 10,000 fans. He had 8, so I had +1 fame. He again won the kickoff. I did not win any kickoff rolls at all.
That's awesome, dude.
And he chose to receive. So the first half, we each got an extra reroll. For our mutations, I took Claw on 2 peasants. He took Foul Appearance on 2 zombies.
Okay, so they still did the mutations.
Yeah.
And you got the cup.
Oh, yeah, you got to use the cup, too, which was 3, 3, 3, 10, and had a whole bunch of mutations.
So he was on your roster,
Yeah.
so you didn't have to play him?
No, I
He
didn't have
became
to.
a bench player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was this for every table,
Yeah.
even the top table?
Including it was everybody.
Okay.
He showed up in our game, but it didn't really affect anything.
Okay.
First couple of turns, not much going on, back and forth. My turn 3, I knocked down his ball carrier with a 1-die block. I used a reroll to get a pal, so that was nice. I ended up getting the ball with my dodge guy. This is kind of, at this point, it's a big scrum. There's a whole bunch of people around. So the ball, I do, not necessarily a chain push, but I hit his ball carrier, knocked it down, and the ball goes to my dodge guy, who's kind of in a, coverage. But all he had to do was dodge away, and I'd get a touchdown. The only thing he could have done, if I succeed the dodge, is I'd go down the end sideline. He could put a zombie on me, but that was it. So the next turn, I could get someone else down there. I think he'd still have to go. He would have had to go for it twice to even put the zombie there. But of course, my dodge guy fails the dodge because that's what he always does. It just pissed me off. He was able to get the ball back. I ended up getting a hit on him, but just pushed him around. Turn 5, I did 2 go for it's to get a ball carrier, 1-die block, skull, reroll skull, so not much going on. Turn 6, I dodged into a tackle zone, dodged out, and then did 2 go for it's to get a 1-die block on a ball carrier, and I failed the last go for it, obviously, because why wouldn't I? Turn 7, I tried to just get a tackle zone on the ball carrier, failed to go for it, and his turn 8, he just ended up scoring. Second half, got a reroll from cheering fans, so that was nice. I failed at dodge with the dodge guy again. Was just trying to go down the sidelines to open up the defense, one of my first moves, and I got nothing, so that sucked. By turn 3, I had small cage going. My dodge guy again fails a dodge. My turn 4, he's got guys around me. I chain pushed the ball carrier into a tackle zone of another knight. So he's got people around me. I kind of have a cage. So I was able to hit his guy, put people around it, hit his guy to push my ball carrier further into the cage next to another knight. I did a handoff to that knight in 2 tackle zones. I got it. I dodged into a tackle zone, got it, and I got out. Then I put guys around him to protect. The peasant goes for it twice to put a tackle zone on the werewolf, and this is the exact moment where I found out that peasants only have 2 agility.
Okay.
That whole first half where I'm dodging and doing go forwards and stuff, that's with a peasant.
Okay. Well, so at some point, Grant texts me, and I thought this was a joke. Okay. Well, maybe I should let you finish first.
Okay. So I dodged into and out of the tackle zone to get a touchdown. I couldn't score. I couldn't stall. I wanted to, because just getting a tie would be fine.
Okay, so you scored against him.
I did. When I kicked to him, he got a quick snap. The kick went really deep. He failed the pickup and didn't use his last reroll. He only has 1 reroll left. So it's tied 1-1. His turn 6, he fails the pickup again.
Wow.
Now, my turn 7, I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I end up moving back to try to protect the end zone, because I'm not really sure what he's going to do. He's got a lot of options. He's got the werewolf, he's got the ghouls, and I'm just kind of making a barrier, putting some peasants on some pieces.
The second half?
Yeah.
Okay.
And because I just don't want him to score, so I can get a 1-1 tie.
Sure.
Be happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
Then his turn 7 comes around, and he ends up doing 3 stuns and a KO. My turn 8 comes around. My leader guy at this point failed to
The
dodge.
3 stuns might as well be 4 KOs at that
Pretty
point.
much, yeah. They're just on the ground. But my leader guy failed his dodge, even though he had dodge, to try to get a tackle zone on a werewolf and the ghoul. So he just ends up passing to the werewolf and got a touchdown. So I lost 2-1, but he had 4 casualties against my 0.
Okay.
So here's who I lost to. 1st place, 3rd place, and 11th place. That's who I lost to.
That's exactly how it felt my year when I went 3-0, and then I ran into the Swedish machine and the German machine. So I feel your pain.
It felt like, I told other people like this. It feels like I beat the people I'm supposed to, and I lose to the people I'm supposed to. But I could have won against Vanderby.
You could have tied, for sure.
I could have, I could have got that first touchdown turn 3.
So Grant texted me.
Yeah.
And I texted him. Steve beat Vanderby? ? He said, lost hard. So I didn't know what the final score was. Now, that's why it's interesting that it was 2-1. Thought peasants had 3 agility and was dodging around, I guess. That's all I got from him.
I was dodging.
And I thought, I said, he probably did it all weekend. No. Laugh out loud. But I didn't know if he was being serious or not. Mm-hmm. So come to find out, today I find out that really happened.
So, the first half when I had a peasant just trying to go after his ball carrier, and I was going through tackle zones.
He was probably furious. He was like, this mofo is doing all this.
He was like, you're getting really good dodges. I'm like, well, it's a 3 agility. Why wouldn't I try? And looking back at it, I was getting some really good dice rolls on that.
So if we had Vanderby on here, he'd be like, that mofo got way lucky on his bullshit.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, Steve.
So I'm not upset. It's not my best record at Chaos Cup. Twice I've had 3 wins, a tie, and 2 losses. Siggy ended up obviously going 5 wins and a tie for first place.
So where did he get his tie at?
He tied Brian 2, I believe, round 5.
Round 5.
Yeah.
Okay, but he won his last matchup.
Is that right?
Well, you could look up the results if you wanted to. We could pause here in the future, and then when we come back, it doesn't even look like we're pausing. It looks like we're continuing talking about the Ziggy Llama.
Yeah, round 5, he played Brian 2's Lizard Man team, ended up tying 3-3.
Wow.
And he did say
Wow.
that it was the best game he's ever played.
3-3?
Lizard Men, too.
3-3?
Yeah.
That's like a super shootout at Chaos Cup.
Yeah. Then he played Mike Kuhn on the last game and won 1-0.
Okay, so Chaos Cup was different this year. That the top 4 was eligible for first place, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so out of the top 4, first, second, and third was coming out of that group.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
I don't mind that. What I think they should do for everybody else, and I know Chaos Cup has the I Am Chaos Award,
Yeah.
which they could do that too, but they could also have a league championship like they do at some of the European tournaments, which is basically the highest ranked guy that was not in the top 4.
Why?
Because it's still like an award. I mean,
yeah, but it's not like the top 4 get 1, 2, 3, and 4.
they got 1, 2, 3.
Sure. So someone else would have a
Well, it's just
lower
called something
ranking
different. It's just called something different. is
Yeah, but
what
I'm saying someone who would have a lower ranking would get an award when 4th place doesn't get anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like it.
because it's not even called it's not called 4th place. It's just called the league championship.
I'm just saying I don't like any of it. I just go by points.
Okay, fine.
That's me.
All right, let's talk about Siggy's team.
Yes.
We did not talk about them. They're pro elves. He had 2 elf blitzers, one with dodge and guard. He had an elf blitzer with dodge. He had an elf thrower with kick. Not leader, kick. He had an elf catcher with dodge and wrestle. He had another elf catcher with dodge. Then he had 6 linemen, 2 rerolls, and an apothecary. He had no bench.
It doesn't look like anything special, does it?
No, honest to God, I mean, it doesn't look like anything special, but it looks like what you need, except the fact that it's exactly 11 men, and he never got in trouble enough where that did not come back to haunt him at Chaos Cup, which is a very bash-heavy tournament traditionally.
I couldn't hurt him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any...
No,
congratulations, Siggy Lama,
Yes.
for winning it, for real.
Sure.
And it's a very both-down team name. Some of the player names are jokes, but they're also fluffy. So, congratulations.
Yeah.
It just blows my brain that every tournament I go to, I can't start with 11 damn guys, and these people take 11 guys, and it never costs them. And that's what... Blood Bowl is skill. I know some people think that it's a lot of luck. You do need some luck to get there.
Yeah.
And like you said, you never broke armor.
I'm
to
sure
hurt him.
Siggy would be the first to tell you he got lucky with the armor.
But at the same time, his skills got him to where he needs to be too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It just blows my brain. It blows my brain because that's one of the first things when he won. I text you, I go, what was his roster?
Yeah.
And you said, I got it. And I said, well, let's save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Just
And
blows my...
It's nothing. I mean, it's just a regular roster. They're good skills. He positions like a madman.
It's just crazy.
I had no answer to anything he did.
I
And
mean, at this point, the only thing I would have done different, I don't know at all, is just like why I guess the elf thrower just to have the pass option reroll built in, I guess.
It works.
No,
He was very aggressive. Like, he was going into tackle zones, he was taking his shots, and it paid off.
that is just crazy. That is just super crazy. I mean, I'm curious. Did he play a lot of teams with tackle? You know what I mean? Like,
His last game was against Chaos Dwarfs.
I get that one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that one. I'm just saying that anywhere else, a lot of people choose not to take tackle.
Yeah.
Because they say it could be a wasted skill because
Yeah.
if you play somebody with no dodge, and, you know, to me, a tackle's like a big deal.
Absolutely. But, I mean, like I said, his last game, he went up against somebody with 6 tackle,
Yeah.
and he
That's
still won.
so crazy. Well, congratulations to Siggy. Do you know who got second?
Second went to Aaron Franklin. Third place went to Mike Kuhn. Best offense went to Ken Washington with 14.
Wow. Okay.
And I believe he was playing Necro. Oh, yeah, he did. He was. So he had a cool roster. He had Wilhelm and 2 werewolves.
Wow.
I liked it.
Huh.
Best defense was Michael Lewis, Brownstone, with only 2 touchdowns given.
Now, did Michael make the top 4? Did he have a chance?
He was in the top 4, but I believe he ended up with...
So he was the one guy of the top 4 that didn't get first, second, or third.
I believe so. I couldn't tell. I'd forget.
Okay. So did the tie knock Brian 2 out? I guess so.
Guess.
Okay.
Most brutal was Dave Fitting for 23. I Am Chaos went to Eric Brzezinski. Best comeback, Aaron Wisniewski. I don't know these names. I'm sorry.
That's Aaron Wisniewski.
I know, but Wisniewski, it's all Polish. Stunty champ was Chris Kakos. Sportsman award was James Lanier, Old Man Monkey. He was there. That was really cool.
Old Man Monkey?
Yeah. Old time Blood Bowl guy. He helped organize the first World Cup and everything.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He's a long time. Got to hang out with him some. That was fun. Wooden Spoon went to Marcus Avery. Best painted team went to Mike Patterson of Texas.
Right.
So that's very awesome. Best theme was Steve Fickert. Best single miniature was Mike Haley. Best impact miniature was Josh Wojcik. Or Wojcik. Wojcik. Judge's Choice Award, Chris Kakos. Can't read.
Gotcha. All right.
So yeah, it was a great time. It was very frustrating, but that's just how that works. I mean, what can I say? I did well. I can't be too upset. When I go up against that level of coach, I did decent enough. I got my butt beat, but whatever.
Well, I mean, it
could have been
Steve, you
different.
did exactly kind of what you said. You most likely beat the people you should have beat, and you lost to the people you probably should have got beat.
If I would have beat Vanderby, which was possible, I would have been 11th.
I mean,
That's
if you
not
would have
bad.
beat either one of those 3 last opponents,
Yeah.
you would have said I had a major upset.
Oh yeah,
That's what you would have told me.
not Vanderby, because
Well,
we're 1-1
yeah.
now.
I mean, not really him.
no.
I mean, it took luck on his part just to tie it up.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
It's just
I
how
mean,
it works.
He carries this burden
I'm only
around
gonna
so
play.
bad.
I can only play this card for so long, and the card is
Yeah,
not
you
worth
gotta-
nearly as much as it was.
You gotta enjoy it while you can.
Yep.
You do not have a losing record against Matt
I
Vanderbeek.
do not. It's a 1-1. It's
And-
tied.
Right. And really, I think you have the edge on scoring differential. Didn't you beat him really bad, or was it really
I
not?
don't think it was that bad, but
You should look that up, looking for
no.
anything you have to have
No.
the edge on you.
no, I just know I should have won this game. That's all.
Okay, you should have won the game.
So after the game, I ended up going to Portillo's, and
Did somebody drive you, or was one close?
so
You can't
funny
remember.
no,
Okay.
funny thing about that, we took the shuttle. The shuttle was going to Portillo's. I was like, oh sweet. So it was me, Brownstone, and Zoot Suit Jeff went to Portillo's,
Okay.
and as we're getting out,
Did Zoot
the
Suit wear a suit?
yeah,
Okay.
we're like, that seems a lot longer than 3 miles. And as we're getting out, the driver's like, oh, hey, just let you know, here's the card. So if you need a shuttle, give us a call. This is a little farther than we usually do, so we may not be able to pick you up. But if we can, we'll let you know. If it has to be like an hour or something, we'll let you know. Like, oh, well, thanks for telling us that now. So we're just kind of stuck at Portillo's? Okay.
Okay.
But there's a whole contingent of people there, so I ended up eating. It was the best Portillo's I'd had ever.
Okay.
I had a hot dog and a sausage, and it was great.
Okay.
I was very happy. But got to sit down with Siggy and Vanderby, and
How stoked is Siggy right now?
oh, he's
Is he just walking on air? Happy?
he's happy, but it's also one of those. It takes a while to sink in,
Right.
and he's modest anyways.
No, I know that, but still, that's pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of neat that, I mean, I would consider us friends with a lot of people who have won Chaos Cup.
Sure.
I mean, it's just interesting.
Just because we know people who won the Chaos Cup?
I think it's more than we know. I mean, we're actually good friends with Brian too, and Siggy, and
You ever been to Brian Two's house?
no,
You're not a good friend
I
of his.
could be. It's
He
a
would
long
not
flight.
want you at his house. I promise
He
you
would
that.
let me.
No, he would.
He let Michael Lewis go there.
Michael Lewis is 10 times more nice than you.
You're not wrong.
I mean, in every way.
Not in every way.
Do you think Kendall Bowser would let you in his house? No.
Yeah.
Do you think Siggy would let you in his house? No.
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 No, not Siggy.
All right. See?
Yeah.
So you're not really friends with these people.
I
What
like
you
the-
should say
Jonas.
is, it's amazing.
Jonas stayed here.
It's amazing how many people you know their first name when they won Chaos Cup.
You're a dick.
Well, it had to be something. I didn't get to go.
I know.
You know what's weird?
Huh.
I want to say I wasn't upset that I didn't get to go, but there was probably times that I was just cranky I wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, I understand.
And then there was also times where, like, I don't know how to say this because I don't want to act like, I don't want to be like, act butthurt and bring something down because I wasn't there to experience it.
Yeah.
There's so much that we got used to doing in traditions
Oh,
at the
I
last
can-
one.
Yeah, I can speak to that.
That's what I missed. I missed going for sushi.
Yes.
And it's really not like, it's good sushi. It's not the best sushi I've had in the world.
Right.
But it was something we did at Chaos Cup.
It's the
I
camaraderie.
missed seeing the same people at the sushi
Mm-hmm.
place. Pat and, Siggy's cousin, David, and all that.
Everyone, yeah.
And all those guys go. And I didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
Did you get to eat Oberweis?
No.
Did you get to eat Giordano's pizza or any deep dish pizza on this trip?
Could have, but did not.
Okay. Could have, but did not.
So, yeah.
So isn't that just all those things that make going to Chicago to visit, it sounds like you didn't do or had the opportunity maybe. It
So
was
let me continue
inconvenience to do it.
with Sunday night.
Okay.
We get back, and a lot of people are just heading to the airport because they got flights to catch. No
Sure.
big deal. Michael Lewis has so many board games, he can't fit them all in his luggage.
Okay, so there was drawings and stuff like
Oh,
previous
yeah.
years? Okay.
And, yeah, like I said, there was tons of stuff. Lewis won a ton of stuff. But we ended up getting a box that he then got taped at the airport and just checked that. So that was awesome. But then it was basically me and James Lanier, Old Man Monkey, and he was staying at another hotel, so he ended up going back there and crashing. And Hess was super sick, and like this is where I saw him, like at 7:00 that night. He was at the bar getting dinner, and he looked like death warmed over, wearing the same clothes from the previous day, barely cognizant of, hey man, how's it going? Just like, stay away from me.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure what happened is he's been working so hard that the moment he got a nice bed and was able to sleep, his body just shut down. It was like, all this illness, come and get me.
Mm-hmm.
But it sucked. So that evening, you know what I did? Nothing.
Have sex?
No. Didn't even do that.
Wow.
I did nothing. If I had more money, I mean, obviously,
You would have had sex.
I would have had sex. I probably could have gone to see a movie. I could have taken the shuttle to the other area and gone to a dinner or bar. I already ate, so you'd basically just be going to some place to walk around, but I had nothing to do. And every other, that's another, not that I need you to have fun, but you would have been there. We could have done something, But just being by myself, hanging out at the hotel, it was just, what do I do?
And that's where I'm like,
But yes, absolutely, whole different experience.
I
this
was
time.
like jealous I wasn't there, but then I was like, I wouldn't be experiencing the same Chicago trip that I want to experience. And
Yes.
that sounds like really sour grapes and me being a butthole because I know it's not Jeffro's fault
No,
that they shut down the place.
but we've been doing that. What, 5 years? 2013, because Kent posted
Well, it
his
was
going to Chicago the
it was
first time.
2012. The first one was at the bunker that we went to, and from then on out, it was not at the
you're
bunker.
right. Yeah.
It was 2012 and on that we've done this.
So yeah,
for
really, it
6
has been
years.
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
Yeah.
So
So yes, for 7 years we have been comfortable at the same place, having the same.
well, we knew like we needed a Walmart. It's
Yeah.
right down the street. If we need this, we can
We
go
can hang
here.
out. We can do stuff.
The liquor store's right down here. Oh,
Yeah.
somebody needs smokes. It's right here. We know where it's at.
This whole area, you go out the highway, and you go left, and it's the airport, and you go right, and it's the kind of, shopping mall and all that stuff. But it's not it's not an area. It's not like a suburb where you can just go out and find stuff. It might be, but we didn't. I didn't have a car.
We didn't have a car. Yeah.
So again, it's an entirely different experience. I know that Jeffro had some issues with hotel staff on that Friday evening because they were trying to say they couldn't play sevens in the room, and Jeffro was like, "Yeah, we can. We were told we could, so we're going to." They're like, "No, you have to leave." So he told everyone, "Hey, they're trying to shut us down." And I guess someone went to the hotel staff and, worked it out and was basically like, "Look, you got a lot of people staying here, and we can just go find someplace else and be gone. Or you can be quiet because, like we need to set up the tables. Everything's set up. We already got it done." I don't know the issue. Anyways. So it may not stay at that hotel.
Okay.
I don't know what I would want in a hotel. I know he wants it by the airport because that makes it a lot easier for people flying in.
I get that
No,
side.
100% makes sense. I would like it not to have $25 a day parking. I would like it not to be $150 a night. I would like it to be, $80 a night, somewhere around there, I'm good with. We don't need fancy hotel rooms. We're just sleeping there. It's like going to Vegas. You don't go to Vegas and get a frickin' suite. You go to Vegas, stay at the cheapest place you can, because you're only sleeping there. All the rest of the time, you're out walking around.
I tend to agree. I mean, as long as the water's hot.
Yeah.
And
That's all that matters.
that was what was great about the old place, just because the breakfast was not good.
No,
I'm not
but
going
it
to say
was
it's
free.
good breakfast, but it's free.
And it was an option.
It was
And
an
if you didn't
option.
want it, fine. But also, you had that area. We could have, there was a couple areas that we probably could have set up and hung out on Sunday evening and done stuff or whatever, but it didn't feel like anyone stuck around Sunday evening. Or if they did,
You didn't know
I don't
that.
know about it.
Right.
And that's fine. But, a lot of the foreigners didn't come because it's World Cup year. They can't afford it. I get that. And typically that's why we stayed through Sunday, because we'd go out with foreigners and because they're going to fly back on Monday or Tuesday.
Sure.
And
Well, it's just sad that you didn't have that like little area
Yeah.
where people played board games
Yeah.
before. Where like Sunday we'd always just hang out, maybe play some light
And-
games, watch some football on TV.
it was also in an area that you had to interact with people because it's right by the elevator. As soon as someone came in, you're like, "Hey, hi, how's it going?" And then they go up to their room or whatever. And now we could have that in this place, but you can check in, go to your elevator, and go up and never see anybody because it's off on its own area.
Okay.
It's just what it is. So overall, it was a great time. It sucked. I would have rather been in the other place, but that wasn't an option. I like the place. I just don't like the cost. I don't like the inconvenience of the cars and everything. But it was a good time.
That's good.
So if you want, we can wrap this up and then come back with Monday stuff.
Okay. Let's take a quick little break and then we'll wrap it up with Monday.
After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to.
So Monday rolls around.
Monday.
As I said, I had a muffin for breakfast because that was left over.
You're the muffin man.
They were really good though. Like they were all berry something or another. It had like multiple types of berries in it, but it's really good.
You're the muffin man.
So Hess and I decided to, because we were going to go to Wrigley that day. That was the only plan. Go and hang out at Wrigley. We planned on getting dinner at a fancy restaurant on Sunday, but since he was out of it, and we already had a fancy dinner, no big loss, so that was fine. I go downstairs, and I'm just hanging out. I got a soda, and hanging out, and hanging out. And I'm like, it's getting close to checkout time. I'm pretty sure it's at 11. Okay, so I'm waiting. I text Hess, got no reply. About 10:30 rolls around. I call Hess, got no reply. Called him again, got no reply. I think I started about 10, and then I kept going until like 10:20 or something. I went to the hotel clerk and told them, hey, can you do a courtesy call to Hess? Like, okay, give me a moment. It rings a couple times. He didn't answer. Okay, call again. Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on. So they call again, and Mr. Hess? Yes, Mr. Campbell's down here waiting for you. Okay. So he was still basically out of it. His phone was off, and he jumped in the shower, came down. He was better than he was the previous day, but he was still just not feeling great. But we ended up getting an Uber, went down to Wrigleyville. It was very nice.
Okay.
As we got there, we didn't really have like an exact place to get out. So we're like, yeah, just anywhere is fine. We're good. And for breakfast, essentially, or his breakfast, my early lunch, we ended up going to Dutch and Docks, which is a fancy restaurant down there at the corner. Because we walked around some, and then like we got some time to kill before the tour. We'll just go there. Fancy place. Got fish and chips, because I was thinking about that earlier. It's like $18. And when it came out, it was like 2 pieces of fish and some fries. I'm like, that's not a lot of
If
food.
you tell me this is amazing, I'm going to punch you in the face.
It was amazing.
No, it wasn't.
It was so good.
It's just fried food.
Dude, it was...
You have a problem.
What? No, it was like... they were thick pieces of fish.
Yeah,
They were
sure
good.
They were. Plain fish. It was thick.
It's fish and chips. What's not to love? A little vinegar on it?
All right,
good.
whatever.
Anyways, we ended up walking around Wrigley. Got to see all the new
You
area.
change your taste buds.
It's a whole new area down there. Like with the new hotel and everything. Mm-hmm. Have you seen pictures since we've gone?
I have not.
Oh. Like the Taco Bell that we parked at.
Uh-huh.
It's been torn down.
No!
They've got...
Thank you, Chicago. Everything's changed.
So out...
Can we blame Jeffro for that?
The marquee's here. I'm making gestures for Scott. So out in this area, like in front of the marquee, there's kind
That gesture looks like a butthole, and you're putting a
there's
finger
a sitting
in it.
area,
Okay.
and there's like
That is what
a
it is.
kind of like a grassed field.
Okay, like they haven't
But-
shaved.
There's a building there and a real fancy hotel and everything. It's
Right.
a really nice area now.
Okay.
Anyways, we walked around. I went to the store. I was like, yeah, I need another white jersey, because the one I've had so many years. It's kind of getting ratty. I just can't bring myself, just because the jerseys now, they have that white at the bottom.
Right.
It's weird.
For people to tuck in. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
really
looks
odd.
horrible. So I couldn't do it, and it's like super freaking expensive. So I'm like, well, maybe just a T-shirt for $45.
Yeah, you don't buy stuff
No,
from there.
I can't do it. So I did end up buying a magnet and a ball. So $20, whatever. But then we got to do the tour around Wrigley. And we got in. We walked through. We get to go to the seats. About probably 30 of us in the tour. We're walking around. And he's telling us the history. It's really nice. It's a great day out. Just beautiful day. And we're able to go to the bleachers and got to see that. And then we went down and got to go on the field. So I went to the right where the right field where the door is,
Right.
right by the sign.
Yep.
So we got to come out there and go on the warning track.
Okay.
So I got a picture by the 353 sign. Everyone else was like going to the other side with this whole bunch of ivy. And I was like, well, right behind this door, there's a sign that is clearly Wrigley. So I got a picture right by that. I got to feel the padding and the wall, and They said not to touch the ivy, so I didn't touch the ivy. But I got to see. I mean, obviously it's brick, but man, it's rough.
Because it's brick.
Yes.
It felt like brick.
Yes. Shut up.
You're telling me the brick
It's still Wrigley, okay?
felt like
I got to be on the field at Wrigley Field, and I got to touch the padding and the gate.
all right.
Oh, and I had my ball in my pocket, so
Yeah.
I threw it to Hess, and he threw it to me. So I've caught a ball on Wrigley Field.
That's great. I'm glad you had that father-son moment with Scott Hess.
You know what? Why can't I enjoy stuff?
Because
This is one of the
I
greatest
haven't-
moments of my life.
that was not the greatest moment of your life.
No. Then we got to go to the visitors' dugout, or not the dugout, the locker room.
Okay.
And it's super tiny. But we got to sit there and hear some more history. And, like, that's the same locker room that's been there since 1916. So every Hall of Famer you can ever think of for baseball or football, because of the Bears playing there, had been in that locker room.
Okay.
We're at the same freaking place as Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, everyone.
Okay.
And then we got to go up to the press booth. So I got to see where the radio and
That's cool.
the TV and Gary Presley, the organist, is, and all that. And
Did you go to the
we got to go-
home locker room?
can't go to the home locker room because it's too nice. So that whole new area that they put in, that whole underground area, is the locker rooms, the training facilities, the spot, all that. Just massive complex. But we were able to go to the dugout. Chicago Cubs dugout. And I got to sit on the seats.
Did you take a picture?
Yeah, I took a lot of pictures.
Okay.
And posted them all to Facebook.
Oh, okay.
But got to sit on the
I
seats.
unfollowed you, so I didn't see that.
That makes sense. And got to go put our arms on the. We couldn't go on. Like I walked.
Did you spit on the field?
No, I walked on the
Why?
batter. I walked on the Cubs batter circle,
Oh yeah. So you're on deck.
and then got to go to the all the steps where Madden is, and go to the rail, and I'm over there, and I've got my arms on the rail, and I'm looking out, and I can barely see over because I'm not on the step. I'm just standing. And there's a guy next to me, and he's on the step further up, and he's got his arms on the rail, and he goes, "Man, I feel like I just signed a multi-million-dollar contract." And I go, "I feel like a 5-year-old because it's just amazing." I go, "We're in very different places in our life, sir." But it was amazing. I got to go to Wrigley Field. I got to be in the dugout. Got to be on the warning track.
Okay, that's great.
One of the most amazing experiences of my life. And you're just like,
No.
yeah, whatever, dude.
No, it's cool. I'm not poo-pooing on that.
Whatever. I guess it's cool. Whatever.
I'm just really pissed that you
Whatever.
had fish and chips.
Then we went to the
So
Brick House Tavern.
They really did not even take you through the locker room at all?
Not the Cubs one, no.
Wow.
Well, it has all their stuff in it.
I know, but still, they could have walked you through really quick. Just a glimpse.
I'm sure if we went to if we were VIPs or something, but we weren't.
Okay. How much did this tour cost you?
I think $45.
Okay.
Because it was the Ivy one. We
Okay.
got to go on the field.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cheaper one that you can do, but
Okay.
so it sucks because if the Cubs were in town, I would have probably seen 3 games because why not? Because I would have gone Friday night. I could have gone Sunday. I could have gone Monday.
Right.
But as it was, I'm kind of glad they weren't because I got to do that. So then I
That's
can
true.
watch it on TV and I'm like, I was there.
I would have
I-
spit on the field. I would have sat there like
I
the
didn't think about
manager and look out, thinking like, "Do we need to change that picture?" And I would have went spit and then tugged at my nuts.
Yeah, should have. But
Should've.
it was pretty cool.
Did you touch home plate?
Could not get to home plate.
They wouldn't let you go there.
No.
Would they have a guard?
They didn't have a guard, but
You just walk over there and
No.
touch it real quick.
no.
That's what
I'm not causing any problems. I want to
I would have
go
touched the
back.
ivy too, though.
I could have touched the ivy. I
By
probably
them
could
saying
have.
don't touch the ivy, it would have drove me insane not to touch the ivy.
But
They should have just not.
I know
said
what
it.
ivy feels like, and I got to touch the wall. I got the 353 song.
Right,
so-
it felt like brick.
yeah, it did.
It was hard. Man, it was rough.
So I went to the other Cubs store, which was kind of neat because that one actually is in the new area, and it had a lot of the awards, like the Silver Slugger and the Golden Gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to the Brickhouse Tavern right next door just to get a drink and chips and salsa. But they had a ton of Golden Gloves and all this.
That's neat.
Then they had, for whatever reason, they had a Motorola thing next door, and it had the World Series trophy. Like, that's all it was. It had like a couple of phones. It was Motorola, and had the World Series trophy. As soon as you walk in, there's a gal working. Well, you want a picture with the trophy? Okay, hold on. So I got a picture of the trophy. Man, it's beautiful. Just amazing. After that, we kind of walked around Wrigley a little bit more, and we had more time to kill, so we just ended up walking around town. We got to Boys Town, which is the gay area, and walked up the strip some.
Did you have sex there?
Did not have sex there.
Man.
Then we got the Uber back. Hess is fun to take an Uber with because he likes to talk to the guys. So we got to hear all the stories.
Yeah, I bet.
Then we got back to the airport, had plenty of time to kill. Not a whole lot of places to eat. Everything was kind of busy, but we wanted to sit down since we had plenty of time to kill. So we ended up eating at Chili's, of all things. And then we flew home. Nothing too exciting.
Did you eat on the plane?
So on the way there,
Do they still
I had
do
a
that?
stroopwafel. It was really good.
Strip waffle.
Stroopwafel.
Stroop waffle.
It's a
on the plane.
German thing, yeah. Little snack. It was really good. And then the way back, they didn't have that, so it was cookies or whatever, and I just took the snack, and it was some coffee bar. I don't like coffee, so
Gotcha.
still have it
Did
here.
you throw
if
it in
you
her
want it.
face?
No,
Bitch, I don't want this.
no.
Were you nice to the stewardess?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on the way back, I
You
kind
had
of
sex?
no. The gal next to me, her whole time, she just had her head down with like her hoodie over it on the table thing. So I think she was sick. So either I got sick from Hess or I got sick from her. I don't know which. And it's been
We're
not
narrowing
fun.
down patient zero.
Oh, Pat was sick again.
Pat's always sick, man.
I know.
That's part of the bar life.
So it could have been him too.
That's because those bartenders, when that people leave a drink, they just drink the rest.
Oh, that
So
makes
that's
sense.
probably how they get sick.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Okay. But it was a great time. Flying was nice. It was only an hour and a half back. When we were taxiing for at least 25 minutes, I think. It was a long time. But it was kind of neat because we actually taxied over a highway. So we
I
got to
believe
see
that.
the cars underneath it.
I worked with a girl who was from the Chicago area
Yeah.
who got a job back up that way doing kind of what I do. And like, you know, we run all these scenarios for the FAA with all these runways and stuff. Well,
Yeah.
we only have like 3 strips of runways, right? And all these taxiways. What I think is hard to remember, the Chicago airport, she was showing the packet of stuff that she had to learn. And it was like, good gravy.
There's so many.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it's not like we were sitting on the plane for 25 minutes. We were moving on the plane and
To get to where you need to
getting
go.
to where we need to
Yeah.
go. And we were the second one to go. So we really sat there for like 5 minutes.
Because
but
she was happy to go back and be next to her husband. And like, she was showing like, this is what I have to memorize for the taxiways. And I was
crazy.
like, good Lord. Well, cool. I'm glad you had a great time without
Yeah.
me.
Again, I would have rather you'd been there.
I know.
I still think you should, figure out a way to go to World Cup.
I will. I'm going to go. I'll be at World Cup.
I mean, this year.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Just take some money out of savings.
I'm going
hop on
to drop
over.
a little deposit in your bag
Yeah.
and it will travel with you.
I don't want that to happen.
What? I'm calling it little Groot poop.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Works for Groot.
I don't remember.
You're going to plant it. I want you to take something of me and I want you to plant it in Dornberg, or at least flush it down in Dornberg. And then I can say, part of me is over there. See, you my idea is not flawed because you're
But
thinking like,
it'd have to be part of you, not like a fluid that comes out of you or an excrement.
so I
that's
need
not
to
part
cut
of
off
you.
some of my flesh and put
Yes.
it in there with it.
That would be fine.
Okay, I'll do both.
If you have flesh, I will take it over and bury
Could I
it.
shave like areas of my body and make like a little hair thing?
I would say hair is you
Yeah.
because it has DNA and stuff. But
I would say poo is me as well.
poo's not, though. Poo is excrement.
Okay. All right.
But hair does grow from you. So, yeah, I think that would work.
All right.
But I don't plan on taking a hair doll and burying it.
Why not?
That's like some weird voodoo shit. You might get Baba Yaga coming to your house.
I'm not scared of her. She's kind of kinky.
Yeah,
She has to be.
I would believe so.
Right. All right. So normally we do shout outs. Do you have any shout outs to do? Or do I just need to say it? And then you say I had fun and then we move on?
We did have one.
Shout outs!
We did have at least one. I'll just bring it up because
Okay.
it came in today and I didn't want to reply to the email. Jay Anderson, he actually was asking, so he starts out going, "What's up, you pair of big, sexy Blood Bowl bastards? Nothing but love." That's a pretty good way of opening.
Okay.
But he's been talking about making it to where the throw a teammate for big guys gives you a completion point. Pro or con? He wants to know people's opinions.
So we need everybody out there's opinion.
Well, what do you think? Because I don't see an issue with it because he's saying it will allow them to skill up, which it might. And
Who
then,
are you giving the point to? The big guy?
yeah, that's what he's saying. But also it would encourage them to do it more. Which,
I mean, look, I guess I'm not going to argue, but at the same time,
what would you give it? Only if he lands?
I guess you'd only have to do it if they land because they scatter no matter what.
Yeah.
I've never even remotely thought that should count, only because to me that's only a bonus for the big guys. Their main purpose is to hit and smash things.
Yeah.
I could see it, I guess.
But, I mean, if you
said it only works on middle range throwing, like the long ones versus the shorter ones, the quick pass isn't.
Yeah.
If it was only on the normal passes versus quick pass, maybe.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm trying to think of ways that
But
you
you would
could
have
mess
to
it
say
up.
that it's only if a little guy has the ball, because just throwing
Yeah.
a goblin around
Okay.
is not fair at all.
Well, also, with you, if we do the pick 3 for MVP, if you have 2 trolls and you just throw someone twice, now they can level up really fast. Like, really fast.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of...
I guess I didn't even think about that.
That's my only
with the pick
negative.
3, I like it even less.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I would love to go back to the random MVP role.
Same. I'd like to go back to random skills. So, yes,
Interesting.
I don't think it's... If you want to do it, I don't think it's going to cause any big problems. Just expect big guys to level up faster. But again, you're going to probably give them the MVP anyways. But now you're just kind of... You don't have to get that random casualty or something. It's much easier to level them that way.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Because that
though.
1 point and then 3 MVPs, you got 2 skills. And if
Right.
you never cause a casualty, then you're saving big time.
I mean, I don't have. If they went to it, I wouldn't complain.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be game breaking.
No.
Not really.
Ogre team.
Yeah,
Ogre team would
maybe.
benefit from that a lot
That's true.
because you could level up every time.
I mean, we do a lot less league play than other people.
Yeah.
It might be bad on like Blood Bowl 2 or whatever.
Yeah, I think with the Ogre team, that's where I'm really not liking it because then you can make sure to level every game.
I don't think you'll ever see it though, just because.
Well, no,
the
he's saying
compl-
like a house rule.
Oh, a house rule.
Yeah.
Well, try it out. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing.
I mean, you'd have to play it for a while to see if it made a difference.
Yeah, I don't think it does. So
Any other like shout outs? You just want to generally say thanks to everybody. Thanks to Jeffro.
absolutely, thanks Jeffro, Katie, Mike, everyone involved. They did a great job.
So you won no drawings.
I won nothing.
Did you participate in the drawings?
Yeah, I bought like $40 worth of tickets.
Dude, you never win anything.
So again, the guy standing next to me won the legacy team.
That's awesome, dude.
So there's that.
So always stand by Steve.
Yeah, whatever. I'm never going to win anything at Chaos Cup. Anything ever.
Well, You better hurry up and just go for casualties, because I have a feeling, Piling On might not be around too much longer.
Well, it's kind of too late for that because they'll probably be changing it in November.
That's what I'm saying.
So
who is?
Go back in time and play it?
Oh, I was talking about with the next edition of Blood Bowl.
Oh.
You saying the NAF's going to finally take away from it?
I think so, yeah. This coming November, they'll probably get away with it.
Why?
It's just not needed.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well,
that's it. I mean, this is the last one before I go to World Cup.
right. So if you die in a plane wreck, this is the last episode of Both Down.
Could be because you don't know how to. Well, you could figure out how to edit and record.
Yeah, is your password still all the same? Can I figure them out if needed to? If you die, it's a legit
what?
question to get on your computer and get the episodes.
No.
So you should leave that for me.
I believe Vin has the password to this computer, and he's the only person.
Really? What if he dies too?
Well, then that's just too bad.
Okay. All right.
I could make a will and put it in there, but
That's what you should do.
no, this computer, this one doesn't get used by multiple people.
Okay.
It's too good. It has too much on it.
That means you're
Not
hiding
bad.
something.
No, just like I don't want this to mess up. I spent a lot of money on this.
Okay,
I don't want
bro.
to fix it.
Why would anybody come over here and get on your computer? Being serious.
I don't know.
Like, I used to know your password in case I had to,
Yeah.
but I never got on your
Well,
computer.
I know that's why you had the password. If I didn't trust you, you wouldn't have it.
All right.
Anyways,
I feel like we're growing apart, Steve. I hope you don't die on this trip.
I hope I don't either. But if you'd like to support the trip, you're welcome to go to the Both Down shop. We do still have big deals available. I can bring stuff to Dornburn, but good luck with that. There's going to be a ton of us there.
Yeah, you guys have fun. In all seriousness, this will be the last episode this month. We're going to wait till Steve comes back, let him rest for about 4 weeks.
Maybe.
No. I'll try to get him to do an episode, but the next episode simply might be like, hey, how was your trip? And me just asking questions and stuff like that. We don't know. But
I don't know because
you guys go have fun.
if I'm coming back on the 12th, there's a possibility of me starting a job on the 14th.
Okay. Well, that's good. That'll be a good problem
But
to
I'll
have.
be jet lag. It would be a great thing to have, yeah.
You guys have fun. Treat this as a vacation that you get to play some Blood Bowl for, and don't be so hell-bent on it's win or nothing.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's
I'm
my
just going to have
recommendation.
fun. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if y'all are doing terrible going into Sunday, just drop the tournament and go sightsee. I'm being 100% serious here. Like, if you can't get nothing and somebody on your team can't get some individual award, just go have fun. It's not a bad idea.
That seems rude, but I can't do that.
You paid money. Why is it rude?
You would be upset if people dropped from the tournament.
Well, I would.
You hate that.
I'm not on this team.
That's what I say. That's like one of your major pet peeves. You hate when people do that.
Yeah, that's
Just
only
because
4
you can't
games.
win something, you're going to quit?
That's only because it's 9 games in
the
3
World
days.
Cup.
All
I
right,
could lose
fine.
9 games. I will be fine.
No, you won't. You'd be furious.
I would be furious. But hopefully I played against really good coaches, and that's why I lost 9 games.
Oh, you guys are going to play nothing but good coaches at the World Cup.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
All right. Well, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
And thanks for listening to Both Down Chaos Cup Special 2019. If you have any questions or comments, please email us at bothdownpodcast@gmail.com.
You going to do the whole outro?
No, that's all I can remember.
I paid someone to make one. If you'd like to do a new outro or a new commercial, you're more than welcome to send one to us.
You should have paid somebody for some sex in Chicago.
I'm going to do that. I'll do it overseas.
Did you say do a dude overseas?
No. If I'm going to do that, I would do it overseas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because apparently, like, there's really good brothels over there, but...
Yeah, supposedly, like, you haven't done research.
Someone sent me information. It's not my thing.
That is awesome.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm telling you, if you're single, you don't have kids, go have fun.
To each their own. It is not my scene.
Oh, I don't know if I could actually... I'm saying in theory.
Yes.
I don't know if I actually could function and go through with it.
I don't think there'd be a problem with that. It's the paying the money.
Well, there's that problem too.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
well,
final
everybody else have
tangent.
fun at your brothel at Chaos Cup.
Not Chaos Cup.
I mean, World Cup.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no brothels at Chaos Cup.
Not that you know about.
Not that I know about. Obviously not, as Steve didn't have sex.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
See you guys.
After all that's been said and done, you're just a part of me I can't let go.
You can follow Both Down on Twitter at Both Down. You can follow Scott at Fat Finley, FATFINLEY, and Steve at Kilowog2814. If you want to know if your team name is Both Down approved, send a tweet to @BDapproved. If you'd like to email them, the email address is bothdownpodcasts@gmail.com. Or for more information, you can visit them at bothdown.com or at facebook.com/bothdown.